isn't it, that you
and that's why the fast projects that we tend to do are always useful and storage selections. So here you can see this will line up onto the edge, so we'll clip this into position. And then as you come to the opposite side, this is where we left the binding, so it's just not getting in the way of when we come to bind the complete project. And then if we clip this into the corner, it just means when we use a basting stitch to extract it. And then what we're doing is sewing around all those 4 raw edges.
Lovely.
And just leaving ourselves, and we only need a little bit because there isn't too much stuffing to go into there.
That's another thing that I'm guilty of. I leave a turning gap that's too small because I don't like hand sewing.
Well, you'll like this one because you don't need to do any hand sewing. We sew it into the binding.
Oh, there you go.
So you can leave it as big or as small. The only thing I'd recommend is not leaving your gap on a corner because it's too much faff then, isn't it?
Yes, yeah. Yeah, you do too soon learn where the best place is to leave a turn. That's a bit of a rhyme there. You do soon learn where to leave your turn.
You're on a roll today. I love it. So just in your corners, we're just going to give these a little trim. And then what's
going on next door? Are they having a sing-song next door or something?
There was a lot of singing going on this morning. I thought, I wish I knew the words. I'd join in.
That sounds like choir practice.
It was all Christmas songs on the radio when I came in.
Yeah.
I was very excited about that. So just giving this a little turn then. Now, I haven't bought, of course, any stuffing in with me. But I do want to show you how you'll attach this to this little project on the side of here. So if I just bring this extra little section on to here, let me just talk you through what we did.
Oh, thank you.
So you're lining this up. You can see here, actually, on each of your panels, there's always a nice little design on there, whether it's a flower or on the sewing machine ones, it might be a pair of sewing needles. So what I actually did on this original one is just put a little join on there to increase the length of the pin cushion.
Okay, yeah.
So you've got that little design. And then what I did, so if I get this one, it's always easier to see, isn't it, is the sewn edge, I sew across that raw edge here.
Okay.
And then as you push this back out, that little edge that we didn't want to slip stitch, you're then sewing that into the seam.
Brilliant.
Of course, it's a little bit tricky because you've got a little bit of stuffing in there.
Just budge it out the way.
Absolutely. And then all I've done here on that little pin cushion is just zigzag stitched around the edge because it'll press. I love a zigzag stitch. And then I've just zigzag stitched around the edge to secure it onto the panel. Then once you've got all of your little bits in place, so if we just have a little look back on here. So on the binding now, your top stitching for your pockets is super easy. This one you're only sewing into place. But again, because I love a decorative stitch, I've just zigzag stitched along the side of the binding to secure that directly to the panel. And of course, when you've put all of these bits together, it's just binding to finish your project as well.
Finish off those raw edges. Kerry, thank you.
You're very welcome.
And don't forget, if you have just joined us with your full instructions, you're going to have everything step by step, full colour instructions in there as well. So you're not going to be left on your own. So if you have missed any of the demonstration because you joined us late or we didn't quite cover everything, then you will be able to find all of those. So yeah, I am going to do a very quick recap of some of the things that we've been chatting about. But we've been looking at this fabulous caddy, and I'm going to say goodbye to Kerry just for the time being.
And I'll see you in an hour.
You will see me in an hour. I'm going to give you a quick little recap though, so as you know, all those goodies and all those different items, the numbers should I say, that you need. So loads of returning favourites, like the caddy, which is what we've been chatting about at the moment. So we've got that fabulous purple. So the purple and the pink are the two colour options with regards to this one. Kerry's been demonstrating with the pink, which has been brilliant. So yeah, if you're wanting to get hold of that one, then you can do. I will tempt you with the purple one, which is partly completed as well, to give you an idea of what that looks like. But yeah, both are on panels, and the panels themselves have got all of the elements on there. The instructions are in your pack, along with a pattern. So if you're wanting to go on and create more in your own fabrics, then you can do. But you can see everything is printed to size. You'll notice there are little tabs on there which will refer to the different pieces as you're working with them. As Kerry has said, do keep those attached to those pieces as you cut them out. They're just useful reference points and means you don't have to keep going back and measuring them to make sure that you've got the right piece as you're working. So that is the pink version. Details are up on your screen. The other version that we've got for you is your purple, and that's the one that I'll hold up next. And I have got a partially completed example to share with you. Work in progress, or homework as we sometimes call it. So there you go. Purple, beautiful, lovely kind of almost like a plum tone to this one. Again, loads of sewing paraphernalia, so absolutely perfect for your sofa caddy, because most of us will be making it up for that exact reason, for our sewing in front of the telly usually. So there you go, again, all of your pieces as we mentioned. And that one, if you're wanting to see how that comes together, you can see that Kerry started completing this one, and you've got your large caddy space on the side. Of course, as Kerry mentioned, if you prefer to have the lighter tone on the outside, then you just decide on that when it comes to construction. But you can see the zipper pocket in the middle there. If you need your 6-inch zips, do check on the website because they are available there. This one's just waiting for the pincushion to go in place, which we've just been learning about. And of course, you've got your little kind of containers here for things like your crochet hooks or scissors or whatever you choose to put in there. So that is the beauty of it. So what a fabulous project. Very popular as well. So, yeah, if you fancy getting hold of that, please do so. Now, Kerry is going to be back with us in the next hour, not the next hour, the hour after the next one, which will be 11 o'clock. That's probably an easier way of saying it. And she's got loads of other projects. Oh, sorry, did I bash my microphone then? Other projects. So we've got the reading cushion that we'll be chatting about, and also the hot water bottle that we're going to be chatting about in the next hour. They are available on the website, so if you do want to get ahead and have a little look, you can do. Didn't get a chance to have a chat much about those. But also a brand new kit for you as well. It's a brand new kit. So, yeah, do make sure you tune in. It's perfect for you to get organised and have everything with you when you go into your classes and your workshops, or even going from room to room. So that is the beauty of it. I will see you just after the break, though. Lovely Louise is back with a beautiful wall planner, which I know you are going to love. Wall planner. Wall hanging, not planner. Wall planner. So, yeah. I think I better Control Alt and Delete, and then I'll be back after the break. I'll see you in a little while.
Hello everyone, I'm Delphine Brooks. I've been part of the Sewing Street family now for over a year, and it's been the most incredible journey so far. Some of you may already know that I like all things sewing, anything from quilting to toy making, needle felting, and of course applique, which is my favourite. The best thing about being part of the show is being able to share with you my imagination and bringing you new ideas and new designs and patterns, and seeing how you interpret those designs and make your own work, and then sharing your images of those is the most rewarding part for me. I'm currently working on lots of new ideas and exciting projects that I cannot wait to bring to the show and share with you all. But in the meantime, take care everyone and happy sewing.
Here at Sewing Street, we only charge one P&P throughout the day. You can add as many items to your basket and check out and still only be charged once. Once you've checked out the first time and want to order again, you simply add the item to the basket and click on the Combine Order button. Remember, standard P&P is £3.95. Charges may differ for outside the UK. Or upgrade to our premium option for £5.95 on certain items. Shopping made easy at Sewing Street.
Are you having trouble finding the ideal gift for that someone special? Then why not treat them to a Sewing Street gift card? Simply head over to the website and scroll down to the bottom of the page and click where it says gift cards. You can decide between posting the card or delivery by email, then decide the value that you would like to send. Whether it's for a birthday, a special occasion, or just a way to say thank you, the Sewing Street gift card is the perfect answer.
Shopping with Sewing Street couldn't be easier. You can shop via our website at www.sewingstreet.com, where you can watch our live shows and see all the products from that day. We also have a huge amount of products on our website, from your sewing room essentials to fabrics, sewing machines and much more. You can download and shop on the go with our Sewing Street app. Simply head over to your app store and search Sewing Street. Alternatively, you can contact our UK-based call centre 24 hours a day on 0800 001 4433. Shopping made easy at Sewing Street.
Did you know that we can deliver to over 20 different countries worldwide, spanning 4 continents from the UK to Australia? Check out our website for the list of countries and delivery costs. Sewing Street, stitching the world together.
Here at Sewing Street, we're always looking at ways to make your shopping experience better. That's why on certain items, we have split pay. So with the split pay, depending on the price of the item, you can split the cost twice, 3 times, or 4 times. So that means you pay once, then you pay monthly until it's finished. And you know what? We do not charge any interest whatsoever. Isn't that fantastic? Split pay, you say? Well, yes, please. I'm off to buy myself something fabulous.
Every day, our experts will bring you a wealth of knowledge. They'll take you through the steps of making projects, and we feature fabulous tips along the way. Whether you're new to sewing or a seasoned pro, you're sure to learn something new. We're live every day from 8 AM till 1 PM, and you can also watch back all of the demonstrations featured on the show on our YouTube channel. Keep up to date with what's on Sewing Street, as well as all the latest news and special offers by signing up to our email newsletters. Head on over to www.sewingstreet.com, scroll down to the bottom of the homepage, type in your email address, click the envelope, and you're done. Never miss out on the latest news and special offers ever again.
Our UK-based call centre is always on hand to assist you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Here at Sewing Street, we only charge 1 P&P throughout the day. You can add as many items to your basket and check out and still only be charged once. Once you've checked out the first time and want to order again, you simply add the item to the basket and click on the Combine Order button. Remember, standard P&P is £3.95. Charges may differ for outside the UK. Or upgrade to our premium option for £5.95 on certain items. Shopping made easy at Sewing Street.
Our UK-based call centre is always on hand to assist you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Every day, our experts will bring you a wealth of knowledge. They'll take you through the steps of making projects, and we feature fabulous tips along the way. Whether you're new to sewing or a seasoned pro, you're sure to learn something new. We're live every day from 8 AM till 1 PM, and you can also watch back all of the demonstrations featured on the show on our YouTube channel.
Shopping with Sewing Street couldn't be easier. You can shop via our website at www.sewingstreet.com, where you can watch our live shows and see all the products from that day. We also have a huge amount of products on our website, from your sewing room essentials to fabrics, sewing machines and much more. You can download and shop on the go with our Sewing Street app. Simply head over to your app store and search Sewing Street. Alternatively, you can contact our UK-based call centre 24 hours a day on 0800 001 4433. Shopping made easy at Sewing Street.
Hello there. Welcome back to Sewing Street and another lovely hour with Louisa, which I'm very much looking forward to. Our attention turning slightly elsewhere, but we are going to be touching back on those fabulous kits that we saw earlier on, because they were so very, very popular. But I have to show you 2 incredible wall hangings. They really did catch my eye when I came into the studio. They are what I call happy colours. And they're just absolutely beautiful, gorgeous. I love a solid kind of colour tone, but I also like it where there's a little bit of a twist to it. Now, you might look at this and you might think, oh, hang on a minute, those colours look familiar. Yes, we did see these in the rainbow cushion earlier on. So, yeah, if you've shopped for that already, then you might want to add this one into your basket as well. Really good sized project with EPP that you are going to have loads and loads of fun with. So that is the first of the two different colourways. The other one that we've got is this beautiful one, as you can see here with the ditzy prints in here. So this one, is this a Liberty one?
No, it's Robert Kaufman.
It's got a look of it though, hasn't it? Has got a look.
Little blossoms, I think.
Oh,
Something
very
blossom.
pretty. Very, very pretty. So that is your other colourway. So if you do like a little blossom, then you can get hold of that one if you want to do. We are going to be talking about flying geese and these fabulous pouches in a little while. But before we get to that, we're going to be chatting about the kits which are over there. I've got the cushion kits here. So have a look at... that for a minute while I go and get the kits. So bear with me just a second as well. Sorry, I didn't pick those up. I've got everything else in with me, but not the kits. So the wall hangings. Let's have a little look at the wall hangings. So what you are going to get is you're going to get a fabulous box with regards to these. So your box that you're going to get will have all of the bits and pieces in that you need. So we'll be chatting about that with Louisa in a few moments. You're going to get your full instructions with these as well. And that is the key thing. Everything is so beautifully packaged. There is the availability of the pattern by itself, but value for money wise, I would certainly be considering going for the kit, because when you get this home and you open this up, oh my word, look at this for a treat. You're going to get your EPP papers, which we'll chat about in a few moments, all of your beautiful fabrics that you're going to be using, all perfectly working alongside each other, as you saw in that wall hanging, and beautifully packaged. So really does give you a lovely kind of glow when you open up that box and you see everything that you're going to get in there. So those are your fabrics. You're going to get your cushion, your wall hanging base as well. So that's going to sit obviously behind all of your fabulous applique pieces. And needless to say, full instructions, comprehensive instructions for you to create your 20-inch square. So everything that you need to know is included within there, including templates for you to go on and create more of these with your own fabrics as time goes on. So what a lovely bundle. My lovely Jenny has joined us. So, oh, Louisa, look at this. I love Louisa's kits. Good clear instructions, beautiful fabrics. Currently sewing all the kits I have purchased. Have kept me going this year.
Oh, thank you, Jenny.
Oh. Jenny's taking advantage of when you're here, Louisa. We don't get you here as often as we'd like to. And, yeah, very, very popular. We've had loads of messages like that come through. So
oh, thank you.
Well, so thank you.
It's nice to be back.
Oh, well, it's good to have you back. And that is the wall hanging that we've been chatting about. So there you go. The other option is your rainbow. So let's swap those over and show you the rainbow one. So there you go. Beautiful. As you can see there, those gorgeous bright colours, which I think are very, very inspiring. Really pretty. So that one is that one. So box-wise, again, packaged beautifully. And again, everything that you need in there. And as I was saying earlier, if people went for the rainbow cushion earlier on, then this is one to go for as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
Perfectly coordinated. So there you go, the papers there. Again, all of those lovely fabrics coming through. Did we say this one was a Macao one?
That one, yes.
Yes, it was Macao, wasn't it? Yeah.
So you get 10-inch squares in there, so you can do a piece binding.
Nice, nice.
There's enough for your binding as well.
Gorgeous. They're all beautiful. So all of those are in there. Obviously your base, because you're going to be working on that white base, that is in there. And of course your full instructions as we spoke of previously. So your paper pieces, which you're going to be using several times, because we're going to learn how to look after those and get the most out of them. So there you go. If you fancy getting hold of that, then the details are on your screen. Now, if you're wanting to get hold of the pattern by itself, then you can do. So within this one, you're going to get your security sealed envelope with your full pattern in there and your EPP papers. And these are quite special because something that we learned in the last hour is that you can utilise these in a clever little way with regards to, there's a little kind of line on there which all becomes apparent when you are working with these, which we learnt about in the last hour, and it's a very, very clever idea, but loads of those, as you can see, in your little envelope. So look after those, and then you can use those over and over again. So something else that we have got within the show are patterns and kits for the pouches, which are incredibly popular. I'm going to show you those quickly as well. So these, again, you'll recognise those colours. Aren't they fabulous? Now, these are in the kit form, again. So with regards to the kits, and you found these already, again, gosh, that's a weighty box that you've got.
Oh, yes, it's a packed one, this one.
There's a lot in here, my goodness, straight away.
It's a good job the box has got flaps on it.
Oh, and we've got the zip in there. It really is. You probably have to sit, it's like the suitcase on holidays and you have to squash it down. Your zip is in there. You've got all of your fabulous fabrics again. Matching that wall hanging as well, and the cushion we saw earlier on. Lovely cream tones in there. Is that for your lining?
That's
that
your
one?
lining, yeah.
Then you've got that gorgeous, it's like a charcoal, but it's got
Yes.
a pleck in it. It's nice, I like that.
Just the linen texture again.
Beautiful. And then, of course, full instructions in there, and you've got your foundation paper piecing instructions with regards to this as well. So everything is there. Completely within that kit, which is beautiful. And you're going to be making a fabulous, good size, this one, 9 inches by 14.
But look inside.
Oh, look, I didn't know they were in there. Oh, they're useful to have, aren't they? But also as well, I'm thinking that's a good size. If you've got, say, a 12-inch rule, would you get 12-inch ruler in there? I don't know.
9. Oh, yes.
9 by 14.
Yeah,
I haven't got a...
Yeah.
I'm just thinking about the one that we've got for the early bird. That was 12-inch. Sorry, I wandered off set then. I do apologise, Charlie. Just, yeah.
Try it. That's 12-inch.
I have to put me... Secure my feet to the floor. Oh, so there you go. If you are... we've got a 12-inch rule there, so that would fit in there quite easily. And because you've got the 9-inch depth, you could easily put a 6 by 12 ruler, I think, in there. So good one for classes and workshops. Thank you for that, Louisa. So there you go. If you fancy getting hold of that in the kit form, then do check out that fabulous Flying Geese rainbow pouch. Brilliant one to go for. Incredible value for money. Do we need to add something in for the wadding?
Wadding and interface, iron-on interfacing.
Personal choice with regards to those, but we have got some on the website. So there you go. If you fancy getting hold of that one, then please do so. It looks beautiful, doesn't it? Really happy colours. Love all those bright colours in there. So that is the rainbow. There is another version of that, and that is this one here, which I'm sure you will recognise those fabulous colours there. Very pretty. I don't know which one I like the most now. Oh, it's difficult. I love them both. Love them both. Again, you've got all of that storage in there, all of those fabulous little pockets in there, which are going to be brilliant. If I can just give you like a serving suggestion, let me just before, well, if I bring the packet in, because we'll go through this in just a few moments anyway, let's just open that up carefully. I'm frightened of breaking the tabs. But I'm just saying, if you are doing your EPP, well, no, there won't be EPP pieces in that one, will there? Think about it, Hayley. Think about it. But EPP, those are going to fit. Hey, look at that.
That was a complete fluke.
Is that meant to be? Because I was just looking at that thinking, I bet that's the right size for those.
Complete fluke.
So you could actually have your EPP all in that pouch, couldn't you? Take it with you. So there you go. Must remember to take those out. Or your EPPs and your FPPs. It's all about the PPs. There you go. If you fancy getting hold of the pattern by itself, then the pattern by itself, details popping up on your screen. So yeah, if you're wanting to get hold of that as well, you've got everything in there. Now, do we need to do anything with regards to these? Because you've obviously got your templates that you're going to be...
You've got a full set in there.
Okay.
But you can obviously photocopy them and if you want to use them again.
If you want to use them.
Yeah.
Perfect. And of course, this is the way that you're going to get those perfect points, precision points when it comes to creating. Because if you were trying to do these in your traditional way, if you've done quilting and flying geese and you've done them in the traditional way, you think, well, my goodness, they're so teeny tiny. How am I going to be able to do that? That's where you're learning about FPP. So there you go. Fancy getting hold of it as a pattern, then the details are on your screen there. All your different options with regards to your kits are naturally on the website. Excuse me. So yeah, take advantage of those while you've got the opportunity. So we're going to start with the wall hanging, I believe, which is where we started the show with. So you've got two different versions of this. You've got the gorgeous rainbow, which is the one that I've got on the top there. But then the other option that we've got underneath there is a few fabulous ditzy floral. So details on the screen for this particular version. And I think this is the one. Is this the one that we're working with?
Yes. Oh, well, no,
that one, the ditzy one. Okay, that's okay, because we've got two. We've got choices. Right, I'm going to head over in that direction then and go and have a little chat. Why not? Because I can. I'll see you in a moment. So, Louisa, what do we need to know?
Right, so we're going to fly through this because it's very similar to the cushion we did in the first hour.
Oh, so we can go back and watch that.
So, but it's, I mean, actually, it's a lot simpler. So you've just got two shapes. You've got a large petal and a small petal, is what I've called them. And as you've said, there's a line across the large petal. So as we did before, dab a bit of glue on the back of your paper, stick it down on the back of your fabric. There's no fussy cutting in these.
Okay.
Make sure your scored lines face up. And then when you glue, as we did before, with the bigger petal, it's just an outer edge. So you're just going to add a bit of glue to the bit of fabric and then in from the edge, not right on the edge, on the paper.
Okay, perfect.
Push your fabric over so you get a nice smooth curve. Do your two sides curves first and then just add a bit of glue on that point first so you get a nice sharp point there. As you do, all the way down, and then finally your bottom point.
Wonderful. Now, we have got the details for those pens. Actually, just so as we can see exactly, can I just smidge you over just a tad there, and then we can get a proper good look at what you're up to. The refills for the pens are up on your screen, usually $7.99, but we've got a fabulous dropped price for you of $5.99, and they're flying out.
And then when you're on the inner curve, as again, we've got on the smaller petal, we've got an inside curve again. So just snip just the once, either side. Run your glue as before in from the edge and push it nice and tight. So as I said earlier, my papers are quite sturdy, so you can push quite firm and get a nice tight fold.
Lovely.
Like so. So on your outer curve, just let that gather up in itself. But you need those points to be as sharp as possible. So a good firm push. Or some people actually pull them towards them. Depends, really. Just have a go and see which one you prefer.
Well, I suppose you find your own way, don't
exactly.
you? Yeah.
Like with anything, really.
Exactly, yeah.
Right, so we're going to sew these together. And that curved line there is basically where to join that point there. Oh, that's not a very good point. And the joy with these pens is that you can just unpeel them and re-stick them. So you can see that that point there is going to join that curved line there.
Lovely.
So that's the idea. So it's, I mean, all these marks are just basically ensure that you get the right curvature. So when you see it, it will like create a circle all the way around.
Oh, of course, yeah, where you've got the little marks on there.
Because you could start and stop anywhere along there and then they wouldn't create the circle.
And do you do the same thing that you taught us in the last hour?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So we're going to just start by connecting. So take your points, not your thread, sew into that point, and then, as you say, fold that to get the exact point underneath the seam allowance. Oops, not your thread. So connect that point, couple of stitches, take your thread through the loop to knot it with your lingerie stitch.
I love it, yeah.
And then we're going to sew from the other end of your seam. So again, knot your thread. It does seem to be a bit of a faff, not in, cut in, not in. But to be honest, it's much better than pins and clips. Well, because it's not going to move.
And this is the thing, because this is what I love about it here at Sewing Street. We get people who are experts in their own little field. So if you are just getting to grips with EPP, these are things that you might learn quite a journey down the road, so to speak. But because Louisa is one of our experts, she has learned that the pieces can move with clips. So this little technique stops it.
Just the tacking. Just saves a lot of stress.
Oh, yes.
So then we're going to, again, like before, hold them hold them flat to each other and sew across the backs of the seam allowances. So you're just picking up the very edge of the seam allowance, still a whip stitch, still going up and over, but you're just going across the back. And because you're going across the back, you're not going to see your stitches so much on the front.
I think it's brilliant, and it's so transportable. I often do a little bit of EPP when I'm on holiday in Turkey on the balcony.
Oh, lovely.
So, yeah.
Oh, it's the perfect portable project.
Absolutely,
you could go anywhere. I do it on the stand when I'm doing shows.
Yes.
I'm standing there all day.
We can't just, as
I
sewers
can't
and
do
crafters,
anything.
you can't just stand there doing nothing, can we?
Exactly. Well, I do it in front of the telly, but now I can't watch things with subtitles because I can't do that.
Oh, that's true.
So Justin watches that on his own now. All those horrible noir, Scandi things.
Oh, I see.
So
right,
he watches
yes,
them all. So I don't think I'm missing out on much, really. So then when you get to the end of the seam, bring your thread through the loop to knot it, and then just break your thread.
It doesn't take long at all.
It doesn't. That thread, I mean, that seems pretty short, really.
Yeah.
So then, yeah, carry on as this one, connecting all your pieces into your ring.
Wonderful.
Give it a press with some best press, just to keep that sharp curve. And as we did before, you just scrap back. So I use my nail. Just scrap back.
It. Yeah.
So, I mean, there's the glue, any glue residue tends to be on the paper. I think because I've glued the paper, there's none on the fabric at all.
Right, okay.
So don't worry about that. So you just peel back the fabric, seam allowance, pop your papers out, and as she said, you can reuse the papers.
They're really sturdy, aren't
Yeah.
they? Yeah.
And then you press your seam down, back down with your little iron. So carry going all the way around. So then construct your 4 flowers.
Lovely. Because
So all in your different...
I should have brought the quilt
Yeah, 8
with
different
me,
fabrics.
Lovely. So that's kind of that corner.
Yeah.
Shall I just bring this in
Yeah.
just to show you? So if you imagine that was the one that Louisa just placed in that corner.
Yeah.
It was that one, wasn't it?
Right, yeah.
But yeah, just repeat it 4 times with the other
Yeah.
pairings.
So then what I did is fold your background fabric in half a finger press, and then if you place them half an inch away from that centre line, so basically there's an inch between the two.
Oh, okay, yes.
So there's an inch there, so that makes you all lined up and square.
Perfect.
And then again, when you've done the applique and the quilting for that matter, you're going to trim it down again anyway, so if you've gone a bit squiffy, you can re-square it up.
And the quilting obviously secures everything in place so
exactly.
much.
So this is my favourite
if you
wavy
did miss
line.
anything, yeah.
This is my wavy line quilting. It's very forgiving. I've got a YouTube tutorial on the website on how to do that.
I'm going to check that out because I do like kind of the swirly.
It's nice texture.
But it's just, I like that. I'm going to go and have a look at that. Where do we find you on YouTube?
Sewmotion.com.
Sewmotion.com.
That's my main website, and there's links on there to everything.
Perfect. I'll go and do that. So anything else you wanted to show us?
That was the other thing. Oh, I was going to say, there is a deliberate mistake with the rainbow one. And if you can't see it, then that's fine.
I'm going to go and have a look. I'm going to do that. I'm going to go over there and look, because I'm intrigued now. I will warn
I shouldn't have mentioned anything.
I will warn you, I have not got the best... I mean, I'd be rubbish. If I was watching a lineup, honestly, I'd be terrible. So I'm probably not going to spot it. So, OK, let's have a quick look. Nope, can't see it.
The yellow one's the wrong way round.
Is it?
So if you turn it around 90 degrees. So the blue, the green, and they've got the bigger petal upright. But
I see what you mean. Right.
So just make sure that you put them the right way round and realise not after you've quilted it and finished it.
So that one should be turned around that way.
Just like so.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, I think the colours distract you.
I'll be honest, I am not offended by that, Louise. You're OK.
Everything like that, handmade.
I've noticed, and I don't think anybody else would have, to be fair. So that one is the rainbow version. So the rainbow version is on your screen at the moment. Just to reiterate, when you actually get your instructions home, or your box home, should I say, you're going to have all of the fabrics in there that you need. You're going to get all of your EPP papers in there, so you've got everything that you need. Squares, 10-inch squares, as well as your backing fabric that you're going to be able to create with this. You just need to add in a little bit of wadding and your backing to that one, and then you are good to go. So a little bit extra left over there, which will allow you to do that lovely colourful binding that you've got down the edges there as well. So yeah, like that one. 20-inch square, so obviously created as a wall hanging, but you might think, well, hang on a minute, I want to use those in different ways. They could be the centres of blocks in a larger quilt that you're creating if you wanted to. You go ahead. What Louisa has done is she's included the tuition and the materials to get you started to create a project potentially, but of course you can use it in whatever way you so choose. The other option that we've got for you, the beautiful florals that we saw Louisa just demonstrating, so exactly the same technique, but very different look, I'm sure you'll agree. So it just depends on which way you're wanting to go with these. But again, with this one, you are going to have all of the instructions, everything that you need within that box for you to create that fabulous project, as you can see there. But if you prefer to go for the instructions by themselves, which I don't know what I've done with, you do get your instructions and your EPP pieces as well. I don't know what I've done with the envelope. Have I left it there? Oh, I have indeed, sorry. It's too many things for my poor little brain to cope with. So here you go. If you're wanting to go for the pattern by itself, comes with a security seal there, open it up, and you have got everything that you need in there, your EPP papers that we just saw being used, as well as your full instructions. So that is without any fabrics at all, $13.99. But I think you'll agree that it's worth going for that extra. What was the difference between the kits as well? Was it an extra £10? Were they $22.99 or something? I've forgotten now.
$23.99.
$23.99.
Oh, no. Oh, I can't remember.
It was something like that, wasn't it? The only reason I mention it is, if we can go back, and I'm sorry if I'm producing from the floor, I know it's the most heroic, so they're $29.99, so it's $29.99 for the wall hangings, but you're getting everything in there. So I don't think that's a lot more to pay for all the fabrics. You're adding your own fabrics on the back, but yeah, if you're paying $13.99 anyway for the pattern, then it makes sense for me for that extra. But it's entirely up to you. It's there available should you want it. So decent on the screen. So there you go. So that is your lotus flower wall hanging. But we have got other projects that we're going to be sharing with you as well. Now, we did have a show earlier on this morning, 8 a.m, bright and early, using similar skills, and you're also using Liberty fabrics as well. So the Liberty Bloom cushion, which is this one here, was incredibly popular. So this particular one, just to let you know, we do have a few of these left. Now, I say a few, we only have 2 left after everybody has checked their kits out. So we just thought we'd give it a quick, sneaky little kind of show so as we can get you the opportunity to get hold of this one, really. So you're going to get your embroidery floss in there because you're going to have that gorgeous hand stitching that you're going to be doing, that hand embroidery. All of your fabrics in there, including your Liberty print, including enough fabric so as you can actually do your fussy cutting and get those pieces exactly where you want them to go. Do go back and watch the 8 a.m. show to learn how to do that and how to put your flange in place, which you're going to be able to do. And the kit itself, it's got all the fabric for the front of your cushion. You just need to add in the fabric for your back, and then if you're adding any wadding in, if that's your personal choice, then you just need to add that in as well. And the cushion front there, you're looking at 18-inch square, which I think is beautiful, not only for a cushion but also within a quilt. There's 2 other colour options with that one as well, which you can check out on the website, including the rainbow and a lovely one that's kind of mustard and grey tones. So have a little look on the website should you want it with regards to those. But we're a little over halfway through the show, so I want to show you that fabulous flying geese pouch, because this is where we're going to be turning our attention next. 2 different variations of them. So you've got your gorgeous ditzy and your fabulous rainbow. Now, you are loving your rainbow. That makes me happy. FPP, so you've got everything that you need in here. So I'll just move that to the side so as you can see it. So all of your fabulous fabrics, your gorgeous zip is in there as well. So they are all in there. You've got obviously your lining fabric, and I'll show you the inside of the bag in a few moments, and your grey, which you can see for your outer. You've also got full instructions, and you've also got your FPP template, which you can go ahead and replicate for future projects with Louisa's blessing if you're wanting to. So that's all there. Just make sure that it does stay to the same size when you are doing that. The pouch itself, really good size pouch because it's 14 inches, which we did do a little bit of test. You can fit a 12-inch ruler in there or a quilting ruler. You've also got the little pockets which will house your EPP pieces if you're wanting to use it for that. But it's a really good size pouch, so plenty of room in there for loads of your sewing paraphernalia. So yeah, why not? Oh. Excuse me, sorry, I couldn't stop that one. I tried to keep my eyes open to stop it, but it didn't happen. $33.99 is going to get, it's a thing apparently, keep your eyes open and you don't sneeze. Or look at the light, they say. I usually manage to do a silent sneeze, but that one wasn't, so sorry for that. But anyway, so yeah, we digress. Flying Keys craft pouch in your rainbow. Half of the stock has gone, so please check out your baskets with regards to that one. Don't forget, we have got that lovely one that's also available with regards to your ditzy florals. So again, the ditzy florals comes as a kit if you're wanting to go down that route. Everything included in there, full instructions and template at the back there. If you're wanting that one, £33.99 as well. I'm going through these speedy quick because I want to get over to the demo, because it's quite an in-depth demo with this one, and want to give Louisa as much time as we can. But naturally, the pattern is available by itself as well. And that will include that template that you can go on and replicate if you so choose. So £10 for that one, always a popular item. So if you fancy getting hold of that, then please do so. So everything in there, instructions and your template for your first project, and go on and create more of those as you choose. Details on your screen, so I'm going to head over and see Louisa and see what we can learn about FPP and flying geese. They're little tiny pieces. I'm glad you've done this as an FPP.
Yeah. Right, so FPP, for the people who don't know what FPP is, to make it simple, or to say it's simple, you sew on one side and your fabric is on the other side, which sounds daunting, and I know it does scare a lot of people, but this is quite a simple one in that there's only 2 shapes.
Okay.
Everything's numbered, so it's quite a nice way to learn, to be honest, because it's just one panel, so it's not. Right, so what I've done first, we've got a rectangle. So all the cutting instructions are obviously in the pattern.
Yeah.
Very easy. Place your first one. So we're just covering shape 1. You'll see there's a seam allowance that you've got down either side, but the seam allowance is on the pattern for both of the ends, basically so that they match. So basically you've got the flying geese running all the way around.
Oh, I see. Okay, yeah.
So we're just going to cover shape 1 first. So place your rectangle face down, template on top, and pin that in place.
So you just have to make sure you've got more than enough fabric to cover that section.
All the way around. I'm quite generous
1.
with this one.
Yeah.
So that's fine. So then piece of card, postcard, whatever, place that along the line between shapes 1 and 2. Fold your fabric over, your paper over, and then you use your quarter, add a quarter ruler. Add a quarter ruler's got a 1/4 inch lip on the edge.
It's a brilliant ruler.
It is.
One,
So that sits against the edge of the card. So you just snip off, leaving a 1/4 inch seam allowance.
Perfect.
If you haven't got one of them, you could just use your normal quarters ruler and just line up the 1/4 inch line along the fold. So you've got a nice 1/4 inch seam there. So you're going to start by lining up your first one. So as you can see, I did them one at a time.
You might need to just bring those into your work. There we go.
So I did these one at a time so that I knew what colour I was going to finish with, and then I could do the next one, carry, for the back one.
Yes, yeah.
And then also I started with the blues on this one, and then with the yellows in this one, so you don't get them the same up and down, because obviously one's going that way and one's going that way. Lovely. So ideally you want to, you can follow the colours that I've used in the pattern, so that's fine. So you've got your blue triangle, so you're just going to put that against that edge there, turn it over, and you're going to stitch down that line between 1 and 2. So I'm just going to take the pin out, because I can hold that because it's quite short. Take your stitch length down to 1.8, 1.7.
Okay.
Basically because it's a smaller stitch and it will help you take the papers out at the end.
It will.
I have actually put that down to...
top tip from me as well, kind of just make sure you're stitching in the right area as well, because obviously you're stitching through your template. You can retrieve it if you make a mistake, because you can put a bit of tape in there, but you don't really want to be doing that. And it's a case of that if you're unpicking and you've got little tiny less than 2 mil stitches, that's going to be quite a lot to do. And small pieces of fabric, you're going to end up distorting them. So check. Was it they say check twice, cut
Measure
once,
twice,
or something?
cut
Measure
once,
twice. So it's kind of a bit like that scenario.
So you're going to start off the line, a couple of stitches, and then sew along the line like that, and then finish off a couple of stitches.
So they're all going to be very small little seams that you're doing.
Yeah, so there you go. So there's your seam across there. So then get rid of all that thread.
Yeah, neat and tidy is the thing as well, isn't it? Because cutting off the little threads and bits.
There's a lot of trimming and cutting, and so I will then press that. You can use a seam roller, but I had my little iron handy at home, so it was quite nice.
It's a nice little kind of setup that you've got here with your iron, and then you're cutting, and then you're sewing.
Exactly. So now we're going to sew across the line between 2 and 3, which is covering shape 3.
Okay.
So first you're going to, as before, put your card along the line between 2 and 3, cut off your excess fabric with your ruler, so you've got a nice 1/4 inch seam allowance, and then you're going to line up one of your grey triangles, again plenty big enough, so sort of centred on that line. Flip it over and then stitch down that line.
It's a really good introduction to paper piecing, this foundation paper piecing, because sometimes it can be, the flipping and the turning can play with your head a little bit.
It can,
initially.
yeah.
So something that's got quite an angular and repetitive nature is going to help.
And they're all the
instill
same
that.
shape.
Yeah.
So yeah, so you carry on going all the way down.
It's one of my favourite ways of sewing, but yeah, it's taken a while for me to get it into my head.
Oh, when I had the moment, the eureka moment. So there's a lady on, I think she was on YouTube, Carol Doak. She's done lots of books on FPP. And so I followed her and she taught, and I was like, oh, that's how you do it. And it was, once you get it, you've got it.
Yeah, it's just like literally like a light bulb.
It is.
And I have to say that ruler really made the
it
difference.
does, yeah.
Really made the difference. So I don't know if we've got them on the website, but I know we have had them previously. There's a 12-inch version and a 6-inch version, which you might be able to find. But yeah, at a quarter it's called.
Yeah. So you just carry going all the way down, press your seam. So you carry on and then trim. I'll just trim this one again.
Perfect. So as you can see, repetitive nature, but after you've done maybe 3 or 4,
You can put your audio book on or your music on and just sew.
that's it. Absolutely. It's one of the most satisfying ways to sew. And of course, because of the technique, it means that everything lines up so well.
Yeah, exactly. So you just carry on piecing all your panel. So you
Lovely.
end up like this. So as I say, I did one at a time, or you can follow the pattern on the picture so that they run around. So that will carry on with the yellow and the orange all the way around for the third. Okay, so I haven't got a long enough mat or ruler to cut this properly.
Shall I get you one? Let me get you one.
I
We've
should
got
have
a bigger
said.
one. That's all right. Oh, sorry, I'm making a noise there. I do apologise. Let me swap that round for you.
Lovely.
Let's get rid of that one. There you go, my darling.
You.
Oh, get rid of that. There we go.
I'll just use this ruler for now. So right, so when you trim these down,
Do you want a longer ruler?
yeah, is that possible?
Yeah,
Sorry.
I can get you a longer.
So as I said, you've got the seam allowance both on the sides, but not on the ends. So what you're going to do, if I just trim this down with this ruler, this is fine.
I should have just grabbed the early bird one, shouldn't I, really? Not thinking. There you go.
Lovely. Right, so you're going to trim down. So line up the 1/4 inch line on your ruler with that 1/4 inch line on your paper.
Mind your fabric at the top, because I've had many an accident that way.
And then just trim off both your sides.
Nice sharp rotary blade
It's
as well.
lovely, isn't it? It's like when you first put that blade in, the first cut is like, oh. There you go. So you've got a nice trimmed edge. And then
Lovely.
the length, so when you sew them together, you're going to use a 3/8 of an inch seam allowance.
Okay.
So I'm just going to line up my 3/8 mark on the ruler with that point there, so that
At
I'm
the
sure.
intersection.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that will be, so it's nice and sharp. Sometimes this works, to be honest. Sometimes it doesn't. Don't know why. But
Okay.
So we're going to. So you've got 3/8 of a seam allowance there when you sew them together, and then if you measure 14.5 inches. Ooh, let me move that a minute.
Oh, shall I eke out a
I'm
bit?
done
There we
with
go.
that now,
There you
sorry.
go.
14.5 inches, so from that line. So because when you actually join these two templates together along there, and if you don't do it really accurately, the template doesn't measure exactly
Oh, okay,
14.5 inches. You see I've got a little bit of extra fabric there. So I found that if I actually trim that first and then definitely measure 14.5 inches
Oh, I see. From that point,
end,
then you know that it's right.
then you know that that panel's 14.5 inches.
Perfect. Lovely.
So then once you've done that, don't take the papers out first. We're going to sew the panel together.
Okay.
So you've got a thin strip. So you've got your two panels. Okay, so you've got your two panels. I'll just show you how to put these together, because then I can show you the rest of it. So you've got your thin panel at the top, your geese panel, the medium panel in the middle, your trimmed other geese panel there, and then your bottom seam there.
Perfect.
Okay, so just make sure there's about a 1/4 inch difference between your top and bottom panels, so make sure you've got those two the right way around.
Right, so it's kind of, and I suppose you've got the illustration, haven't you, on your, your
it's all in
packaging that's
there,
going to
yeah,
help you.
exactly.
So yeah, ultimately that's the bag. Sorry, leaning across you there. That's the bag that we're creating. If you have just tuned in, lovely.
Yep. So place that face down, and then if you turn it over and then pin it, then you can follow the sewing line on the paper to sew them together.
I quite often like using pins in this scenario because they're almost like pretend stitches.
Yeah.
So you can almost fold it back on that line and know the result that you're going to get.
Yeah, rather than the clips.
Yes,
I
yeah,
know
because
what
you can't
mean.
really do it with
Yeah,
clips. So,
no.
yeah. Reminds me, I do need to get some more pins. We do forget sometimes that they do blunt over
Well,
time.
needles, hand needles as well. You're always
Yeah.
changing your machine needle, but you don't really, it doesn't occur to you to change your
Absolutely.
hand.
It does make a difference.
I did buy some new ones last week. I was like, ooh, this makes a difference.
It's going through smoother.
Right, so then you're going to sew down that seam and then sew them all together so you end up with a panel like that.
Perfect.
Okay, so when you've sewn your panel together, as I've done with this, you've got I think 16 by 22 inch wadding, or 1/2 metre of wadding.
Okay, yeah.
You need. So place it on the wadding, pin it in place, and then I've machine stitched. So I've trimmed this so it won't be as neat as this, but I've just machine stitched, quilted, stitching a ditch down each side of the seam.
Yeah.
Increase your stitch length to about 3, so you get a nice big
I like
stitch
that look,
for a decorative.
Yeah.
So I've done stitching the ditch down there, and then one down the middle, and then I've used the size of the width of the walking foot as a guide against each line,
yes, yeah.
and carried it on, so they're nice even parallel lines.
Perfect.
Okay, and then when you've done your 2 panels, trim them down to 14.5 by 9.25.
Yeah.
So you've got your 2, and then so that's your 2 outer panels, your 2 inner panels.
And
So this is the pockets.
That was a lovely surprise looking inside and finding those. You're doing a little tiny one for things like your pens and stuff like that.
So you've got, I've done a tall one and a small one.
Okay.
So you've got a tall one, which is perfect for your pens, or a short one, as you said, for your envelopes of EPP. So cutting again is all instructions are in the panel, in the pattern. Sew them together, and then you're going to, they're doubled over just to give them a bit of extra strength.
Lovely. Just to give you a time check, we've got about 15 minutes or so.
Okay, so I've lost me, run out of pins.
It's a recycle.
That's what I get for tidying my pin cushion.
It's a really cute little pin cushion, that helps as well.
I know, I had it at the show. I did a wrap once, and it was just to fit inside the craft wrap. The easiest, just 2 half-square triangles.
Not something that you think of making all the time, but yeah, they can be quite creative, can't they? Lovely.
Okay.
Incidentally, details are on your screen, just if you're wondering what we are actually creating. This is your flying geese pouch. So just as stitching those pockets or getting them prepared, this is what you're going to be creating with this particular kit. So you've got all of the instructions and the pattern, as well as the fabric to create your outer panels with all those fabulous pieced geese that you've got on there. Not your traditional quilting, it's done with your foundation piecing. So a nice project for you to learn how to do foundation work. We've also got the pockets on the inside, and this is where Louisa is preparing the fabric to create these. And these are brilliant for any of your little crafty bits and pieces in there. And because of the size of this being 14 inches across and 9 inches high, you've got good size in there if you wanted to put things like your smaller quilting rules in there, which I think is a brilliant idea.
I need the iron again.
Oh, sorry. Oh, I did unplug
No,
you.
you're all right. No,
I thought
you're
you'd
fine.
finished with your iron. Sorry. I thought
I
I'll
did
move it out the way because
So I was going to say, actually, you can make your pockets as big and small as you want to. You've got plenty of fabric in there. So again, you've got 10-inch squares.
is that interfacing
Yeah.
you're using there as
Yeah.
well? So does that come in the kit? I didn't notice
No,
that in the
no.
kit. Oh, right. Okay. Right. I think we have got some on the show. So if you do need your medium weight iron on, then you can. So I don't know how hot that is,
That's
dear.
all right, that's all right. So yeah, so I've just put them right size together, folded them half, sewn across the top of the seam, and then just for an extra bit of body, I've just added a bit of iron on interfacing.
Just to give them a bit of stability.
Yeah,
There
so
we
you're
go. Let
just
me
gonna
move out of
press
your way.
that on there. So yeah, so when you're working out your pocket sizes, you just need to make sure that the 2 at the end a 1 3/4.
Okay.
Just so that, as you say, that it's got a box bottom, so they
Yes.
kind of go
Oh, I see. They accommodate
around
for
the
that.
corners. But then the rest of them you can make big or small or as many as you want, really.
Lovely.
So press that onto there, and then we're going to turn that the right side out. Oops. Gently, she says, in a rush.
I was doing a lot of turning through yesterday, and I got very, very kind of well.
You
Trying to do
need
it
one of them.
speedy.
Oh, what did they used to have on sewing quarter that Hannah will know? They use them in surgery.
Oh, forceps. Oh, I've got
Yeah,
some
the
of those.
yeah.
Yeah. I've got those, but for some reason I picked up a knitting needle and went straight through the fabric.
Oh,
and
no.
I could hear my own voice telling people not to do it. But yeah, just grab the first thing sometimes.
We're very bad, aren't we? Do as I say, not as I do. Right, so press that. The seam's nice and flat. Press that
Lovely.
again.
I love the way that those colours sit next to each other.
I
as
kind
well.
of trying to keep it in the rainbow. I'm not sure.
And all your fabrics, you don't have to go looking for your fabrics because they're all within the kit. Which is
Well,
nice.
that's the thing about kits. It's like,
That's what I
in
love
the,
a kit,
the
yeah.
world of today, when you shouldn't be buying more than you need, or you don't need,
Yes,
or
yeah.
maybe everything's in the kit for you. So if you wanted a fat quarter, you wanted all this array of colours, you'd have to buy 10 fat quarters.
A good
You only
point.
need a 10-inch square.
And
so-
also to get the same fabrics, because that's the other thing. Don't forget these fabrics are all from the same kind of manufacturers.
Yeah.
They're the same weight, they're the same weave, they're the same kind of colour palette, as in tonally correct. So for you to actually go off and find all of those different colours, it's quite time consuming to go and collect all of the bits and pieces that you need. That's why I'm saying, if you do want to shop for the pattern, obviously you can do, but the fact that you've got everything in there, and don't forget the pattern by itself, I think you're potentially looking at $13.99. So if you take that off, then everything is there. You're making your pouch, first pouch for £20, but then it's a case of you've got everything there to go on and create many, many more of these, which you will do. And obviously Louise has given her blessing that once you've shopped for this and you bought it and you've made your first one, replicate that template.
I've got a friend, Jan, who has been very quiet this morning.
Okay.
She's normally...
Well, that could be our technical things, to be fair, yeah.
So this was actually a project in my subscription box.
Oh, and now, okay.
So yes,
need to
so I
ask
have
about this.
it's a mystery piece subscription box. So it's a mystery, so you don't know what you're getting.
Oh, okay.
It has just gone quarterly. It was 6 a year. Now it's gone down to 4 a year.
Okay.
But you get a lovely box every quarter of fabric and a pattern and all the bits that you need to go with it. And this one was very popular. And as I say, Jan has made a
Not
few.
surprised.
So people were asking, and because I've always brought my own, so this is like very well used.
Is that the original?
Very well loved. Look at the state of it.
They've got everything in there. That's brilliant.
So because I use that at shows, people are so it was about time that I kitted it, really. So
Well, there you go. Glad you did.
So right, this is the lining. I've just
Okay.
backed it again with a bit of iron-on interfacing, which hasn't stuck very well.
It's that iron, probably because I unplugged it. It's taken a little while for it to get back.
Okay, so you're going to measure. Where did I put?
Oh, sorry, I've got the ruler over here. Trying to make a bit more space.
I'm running out of space.
my
aren't I?
fault.
Sorry. Okay, so you're going to measure.
Let me move that so you've got it flat. See, I'm trying to help.
Oh, you're all right. 2 inches from the bottom. So because you've got a box bottom, you don't want your pockets right down the bottom.
Okay.
So that would take into
That's a good
the
point,
box
actually,
bottom.
yeah, because you might not think of that. Yeah.
I've top stitched the edge that wasn't the seam line. Mm-hmm. So that's just the top of your pockets. And then you're going to line up your bottom of your pockets along that 2-inch line. So there's 2 inches there. So we're going to pin that in place, like so.
Fabulous. Just having a look. Oh, it looks like we're up and
Are
we're
you working
live.
again?
It keeps, yeah, it's been very
Yeah.
tricky this morning. I know how
Shall we
frustrating it
blame
is.
the weather, shall we?
Oh, well, yes, I think so. Yeah, I know we've been trying to do as much as we can at this end, but it's difficult to know. But, yeah, good morning to everyone. I can see that there's a little message there from Carol saying good morning. I don't know when you said good morning. I'm assuming it was today. The way that it is at the moment, it could have been a week ago, to be fair.
Okay, so again, you're just going to sew 1/4 inch seam allowance, that in place. So down the sides and along the bottom. So that's your bottom of your pockets that is securing.
That's all your goodies falling out, which is good.
My seam's not very neatly folded there, I apologise.
Seam with personality. I always say when it's not quite right. It looks fine to me, I have to say.
And then up the side. And then you can then stitch in the ditch down all the seams.
Perfect.
To separate your pockets, and I would also then pop one down that seam, so you've got two thinner ones for pens or
nice. Unpickers and all sorts of things you can put in there, can't you?
So then that's the one side, and that's the other side, so that's just with the shorter pockets.
I mean, it just looks so lovely, just like that.
Okay, so this is where the fun starts.
Okay.
The zip.
Have we finished with this? Shall I move this out of the way?
Yes, I think so.
Lovely. I'll give you a bit more space.
Right, now I might have to refer to my own instructions here. Right, so start off. So you've got your 18-inch zip. I apologise for people, not apologise, well, I do apologise. The original pattern that I had last year and that's still available on the website says a 22-inch zip. You don't need a 22-inch zip, you just need an 18-inch zip.
I as standard, buy 18-inch zips because they cover for all eventualities.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, the 22, yeah.
And you don't have to go shopping for your zip because it's in your kit, so don't worry.
Yeah, exactly. So we're going to start. So where you can see the zip there just runs off the top. So you've got a nice end to get a hold of at that end.
Okay.
And then it just comes as an actual close on the top. So
Lovely.
this is how we're going to do this, hopefully.
Oh, we're okay. We've got what sort of time have we got, Charlie? Just to give you a little, so 7 minutes.
7 minutes. Okay, that's fine. Okay.
Very high pitch.
Right. So we're going to just line the end of the zip up just in from the edge.
Okay.
And turn the end up at a V.
Yeah.
So basically, that gives you that seam there.
Okay.
Takes it to the front. And then you're going to run, so it's face down the zip, run it across the top, and then you're going to line up one of your panels on top. Make sure you've got the bottom the right way up. Yep.
Oh, yes.
I have.
That's a good thing to mention. Yeah.
And then, I haven't got as many clips as I thought. So just going to clip those two together.
I don't know if you've got any spares. Yeah, I can see some pins. We're not supposed to take things off the shelf.
Oh, don't worry. I don't want to wreck. I don't want to be accused of wrecking them.
I've got a little box of bits down here.
That's all right. I'll put a couple of
clips.
I'll put a couple of pins in. Okay, so there we go. So I'm just going to connect the zipper foot.
Lovely. Incidentally, everything that Louisa is working with, bar the stabiliser that she used on the pockets, is included within your kit. And, that's
And you need a bit of wadding as well.
Oh, a little bit of wadding if you're wanting to as well. Oh, we've had a message come through. Yeah. And good morning, ladies. As always, loving your demonstration, Louisa.
Thank you.
Oh, and that's from the lovely Annette, I think it was.
Oh, hello, Annette.
Oh, another one. Jenny in Lincolnshire. Yay, got the kit. Love the colours of this one. Fab demo, as always. First time I've worked with Louisa. Isn't she fabulous?
I can't find the zipper foot, so we'll pretend.
Oh, no.
No, don't worry. I'll just change
your
the
machine, is it? So,
No.
yeah. And
I'll
that's
just
not
change
easy
the
for
position
Mono.
of the needle. There we go. Okay, so we're just going to sew across the top of the zip. So make sure your side of your foot is hitting the side of the teeth.
Okay.
Okay. I mean, this is just general bag construction, but because
Well, to be fair though, I mean, this technique is a technique that you may buy the kit for because you want to learn how to do the flying geese. So if you're not a bag maker, you might not have inserted
So
it.
I've opened the zip slightly. When I get to the point where the zip's going to get in the way, I'll just close the zip again so that the head is gone and you won't get a wobbly seam. Hopefully. I'm full of confidence, can't you tell?
No, you're doing a grand job. Just to mention as well, we have had some kind of little technical issues this morning. So, yeah, We are working on it. I've got my my tablet going. We're fine on TV if you're watching on TV. Via social media, Facebook, we're okay. I think our website's having a little bit of a meltdown at the moment, so apologies for that. It's just very snowy if you're watching on the website, and you'll know what I'm talking about if you see that. But yeah, we are on Facebook, so yeah, you can watch
That's the
us
great thing. It's
YouTube,
on YouTube forever.
Yeah,
I'm on
yeah.
YouTube forever.
Yeah, choose when you want to. But then the big telly, you know, like the big telly that's in the corner of the living room.
The telly.
The big telly.
The big old-fashioned box.
I know. I so rarely watch the actual TV anymore.
It's strange, isn't it? Okay, so there you go. There's your zip. Right, now I've got to... I've forgotten.
No, but I think it's always good because the instructions are there to help.
Oh, I've forgotten one bit. Sorry.
That's okay.
Yes, so... follow the instructions as you go.
Is it retrievable?
Right, so what you would need to do is mark an inch line on your fabric there.
Okay.
Sew to that point, and then before you sew to the end, just pull your zip away from
so
the
it doesn't go off the edge.
So that gives you that little edge there.
Got you.
Okay.
So it's kind
quite
of
important bit of it.
It's okay, don't worry. Because that means because that will move out the way then when you come to do your construction thing.
Yeah.
So that's okay. Don't worry too much.
So we'll
about
just
that.
so pretend that that's not like that, and then again you do the same to your top.
So the same on the opposite side. Now, time-wise, we've only got a couple of minutes left on the show. So obviously, it's quite a complex project, which with lots of... Well, not complex.
It's fine if you follow the instructions.
And also, we've only given you half an hour, really.
Yeah.
You're not going to give yourself half an hour to complete this. So tell you what, thank you for everything that you've shown. You've given us so much fabulous tuition. And the beauty is it's all within the instructions.
Yeah.
That is the key.
There's
thing
plenty
as
of
well.
photos.
Absolutely. But I want to make sure that you guys have the opportunity to get hold of these, because obviously it's a little bit different today. Things aren't running as they would normally do. But Louisa, do we know when you're due back again?
February the 16th.
I will look forward to it because I hope that I do get to work with you again.
Lovely.
So have a lovely Christmas and Happy New Year. Well, it seems a bit bonkers saying that.
I know.
already,
It's the
doesn't it?
1st of December. We're
It is,
allowed.
it's allowed.
We're allowed.
So yeah, thank you for everything. And I'm sure you agree. So everything, as everybody has been reiterating, Louisa, what a fabulous tutor, fabulous teacher, and fabulous kit. Put her together because she's done everything so well. So the pouch that we've been just looking at is that fabulous rainbow pouch. In your kit, you are going to get everything that you need. So you've got your fabulous box that's going to come to you with all your goodies in there. And the beauty is it's all there ready to go. So you've got that zip, that lovely bright orange zip. You've got your gorgeous 10-inch square pieces. And of course, you've got your lining fabric as well as your outer fabric. Full instructions as well as your template. And your template, you can go on and replicate that because you will stitch through that. But with Louisa's blessing, you can replicate that as well. I forgot to ask Louisa, can we make and sell what we've created using your kits?
Yes.
Yeah, perfect. That's lovely.
As long as you're not, I mean, if you can credit me or that it's a pattern by someone.
Oh, yeah, it give you kind of like the, what do they call it? Thanks to or something like that, don't you? So who the designer is, that's the key thing. So it's just that. So, yeah, that one is your rainbow. Single figures left with regards to that one. The Ditzy Floral is another option that you've got, and this has got that beautiful buster, isn't it? It's making something incredibly useful out of those little tiny pieces that you've got left over from projects. So that one is the pattern by itself. Again, £10, brilliant value for money. Make sure you get hold of that. And do go and check out YouTube as well. Go and find lovely Louisa because, So Motion, her company name. Go checking those there's loads of ideas, tuition, tutorials. So, yeah, go and have a little look at that. And hopefully you'll be able to tune in February when we're expecting Louisa back. Now you just need to check out your baskets with anything that you're ordering, especially if you're going down that rainbow route of the pouch. And I will see you the other side of this with the lovely Kerry after the break. See you in a bit.
Hi, I'm Jo Carter and I'm a soft toy designer and I quilt as well. I've been sewing for as long as I can remember. My great-grandma, my nana, my mum all sewed, and so it's something I grew up around. If I was to give some advice to a new sewer, somebody who wanted to try it, that would be to watch a few tutorials, but then to just give it a go. And try not to focus on achieving the perfect end result. Instead, at first, always, focus on enjoying the process and learning a new skill. So those perfect results will come in time, but developing a love for sewing, I think, is a really great way to go. And a tip I've been given that I still use today is make sure you have plenty of seam rippers. It's frustrating enough if you have to remove some stitches, but then if you can't lay your hands on a seam ripper and you have to hunt around for one, that makes it doubly frustrating. So yes, plenty of seam rippers would be my go-to tip.
Did you know that we can deliver to over 20 different countries worldwide, spanning 4 continents from the UK to Australia? Check out our website for the list of countries and delivery costs. Sewing Street, stitching the world together.
Here at Sewing Street, we only charge 1 P&P throughout the day. You can add as many items to your basket and check out and still only be charged once. Once you've checked out the first time and want to order again, you simply add the item to the basket and click on the Combine Order button. Remember, standard P&P is £3.95. Charges may differ for outside the UK. Or upgrade to our premium option for £5.95 on certain items. Shopping made easy at Sewing Street. Here at Sewing Street, we're always looking at ways to make your shopping experience better. That's why on certain items, we have split pay. So with the split pay, depending on the price of the item, you can split the cost twice, 3 times, or 4 times. So that means you pay once, then you pay monthly until it's finished. And you know what? We do not charge any interest whatsoever. Isn't that fantastic? Split pay, you say? Well, yes, please. I'm off to buy myself something fabulous.
Our UK-based call centre is always on hand to assist you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Shopping with Sewing Street couldn't be easier. You can shop via our website at www.sewingstreet.com, where you can watch our live shows and see all the products from that day. We also have a huge amount of products on our website, from your sewing room essentials to fabrics, sewing machines and much more. You can download and shop on the go with our Sewing Street app. Simply head over to your app store and search Sewing Street. Alternatively, you can contact our UK-based call centre 24 hours a day on 0800 001 4433. Shopping made easy at Sewing Street.
Are you having trouble finding the ideal gift for that someone special? Then why not treat them to a Sewing Street gift card? Simply head over to the website and scroll down to the bottom of the page and click where it says gift cards. You can decide between posting the card or delivery by email, then decide the value that you would like to send. Whether it's for a birthday, a special occasion, or just a way to say thank you, the Sewing Street gift card is the perfect answer.
Did you know that we can deliver to over 20 different countries worldwide, spanning 4 continents from the UK to Australia? Check out our website for the list of countries and delivery costs. Sewing Street, stitching the world together. Every day, our experts will bring you a wealth of knowledge. They'll take you through the steps of making projects, and we feature fabulous tips along the way. Whether you're new to sewing or a seasoned pro, you're sure to learn something new. We're live every day from 8 AM till 1 PM, and you can also watch back all of the demonstrations featured on the show on our YouTube channel.
Are you having trouble finding the ideal gift for that someone special? Then why not treat them to a Sewing Street gift card? Simply head over to the website and scroll down to the bottom of the page and click where it says gift cards. You can decide between posting the card or delivery by email, then decide the value that you would like to send. Whether it's for a birthday, a special occasion, or just a way to say thank you, the Sewing Street gift card is the perfect answer.
Hello there, how are you doing? It's good to have your company. I'm kind of obscured by a sewing machine a little bit at the moment, but there is a reason for that, because of course we are back with Living in Loveliness, and the fabulous and lovely Kerry herself is back with us. How are you doing, Kerry?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
I'm very well, and all the better for seeing all of these wonderful panels and kits that you've put together.
We've been very busy, haven't we?
You have indeed, but everything that you do has a place in your sewing room or around your home or when you go into your classes and workshops. And I absolutely love this idea. So there is a reason for a sewing machine being in front of me, because if you take a little look at what I'm looking at, you can see I have got this sewing machine mat here, and at the bottom I've got this fabulous little pouch here which you can actually use for putting all your different bits and pieces in there as well. So yeah, absolutely brilliant, which I love. And the beauty is, this is very clever, because I'm actually going to fold up here to show you. So I'm going to fold that up like so. I am going to take my sewing machine out of the way, and I am going to fold, and I am going to roll my fabulous mat, and then I can go off on my travels. How amazing is that? It's such a brilliant design, all put together by the lovely Kerry, and I think it's just ingenious. I mean, Kerry, this is just the height of portability, isn't it?
I do like portability, because I'm all over the place at the moment, and you know what it's like if your stuff isn't secure in there. But also, I'm doing a lot more classes, so it's important to have the mat, just to stop that little bit of bouncing on some of the tables that we've got.
This needs to be one of those first classes that you teach, really.
Yes.
So you know everybody has got one.
Yeah. But wouldn't it look lovely if everybody all had coordinated ones?
Oh, amazing. But also, as well, it's important, because when you go to classes and workshops, or anywhere in life in general, that if you haven't got everything that you need, you feel like a fish out of water, don't you? And this you could have set up, it could be things that you're taking out of your sewing room. You could indeed just have this in your sewing room, couldn't you, with your sewing machine on there, and off you go, just fold and roll it and take it off on your travels with you wherever you're going. But I think the beauty is, you know, everything is in there, and you've got storage at the back there for things like your rotary cutters, big size pockets for your scissors, things for your pens and all your different bits and pieces. You can even kind of clip things, as you can see here, put your safety pins in there.
I've always got a few clips on everything, actually.
They're always useful to have, aren't they? But the beauty is, you literally will fold it and roll it, and in a heartbeat it is ready for you to take off on your travels. Such a brilliant idea, beautiful project, and one that I know you are going to get a lot of use from as you are working and you're doing all of your fabulous sewing in different environments. So this could be that if you only get to sew maybe in the kitchen or something like that. Don't have a dedicated space, and then when it comes to feeding everybody, literally I just love doing the folding and rolling.
You mean you move it all out the way when people want to sit at the table? You actually do that? Oh, you're a better woman than me then, because that doesn't happen.
Just make the meat around it. I love it. Now, the beauty is we've got lots of choice with regards to these as well. So if you like the look of this beautiful Tilda fabric, then we have got a kit that's available for you, featuring exactly that, and you have got exactly what you need within here. So you're going to get your pattern, you're going to get all of your beautiful fabrics. It's the equivalent of 4 fat, well actually it's 4 fat quarters that you're going to get within there, and these are all coordinated. So you've got your fat quarters, which you can see featuring at different points within here, and you're also going to get your solid, which is that gorgeous kind of almost like cross-like formation that you've got with this. You've got your illustration there, so you can see what you're achieving. You can look back at that at any time that you like, and of course the beauty is you've got all of the information that you need in there, the layout, how everything is going to come together, and I just think it's absolutely beautiful. All the information that you need is in there, and it's nice because you're almost taking your workspace with you wherever you go. Yeah. Everything that you're familiar with is there. And it's like, right, I'm ready now. I've got all my kit. I'm ready. I'm ready to start.
I've got the kit. The time's a different thing, though, isn't it?
Can't factor in time, unfortunately. If you had that in a bottle, then we'd make a fortune. So, yeah, your sewing mat organiser, as I say, that is your first of your options. Just going to move that out of the way just so we can show you those fabrics in their entirety, because you might look at these and think, you know what, I like those. I'm going to use those on another project as well as the kit that we're looking at. So your 4 fat quarters, beautiful tilde, and then you've got your solid alongside it. So absolutely beautiful. Put them all together and you've got a wonderful project that you are going to get lots of pleasure out of making, but even more pleasure out of using as well. So that is the beauty, that you're going to be creating that fabulous mat with your storage area there, all coming together for just £27.99, which I think is jolly good value for money. Just prepare yourself, because there'll be a lot of people saying, oh, could you just knock me up one of those? I mean, are we all right to make and sell these, Kerry, if we're making them up?
Yes, absolutely.
Because that's something you'll need to know, because everybody will want one. So there you go.
Yeah.
That is the first of your options with regards to that one as well. Now, we have got a bundle which is all Liberty beautiful. So, oh, look at this. Absolutely gorgeous.
I just feel that this coordinates with the booklet, actually. It's very relevant to the booklet, isn't it?
Oh, God.
Colours.
Oh, yeah, very much so, very much. So here you go. You've got your 4 fat quarters featuring, as you can see here, really pretty prints. And then, of course, you've got your solids, which we spoke of previously as well, because that's going to go on the back there. Again, you are going to get your full instructions. Obviously, this is a different colourway, but if you are wanting to go down that paler route, maybe with a little bit of purple in there, that gorgeous kind of tealy tone, which for me is a Liberty kind of colour, then absolutely brilliant to go for it, all for just £29.99. So that is your second option for you to create your organised workshop kit, which I have to say is something that you potentially will be finding yourself using a lot of. I know, Kerry, you were talking about doing lots of classes and workshops next year. So,
yes,
yeah,
we've got a very exciting year ahead of us next year.
So, yeah, this is the thing. I think a lot of people now, we're getting out and about a lot more than we used to, didn't we? We've spent a few years when we couldn't go anywhere, and now it's like, way, the reins are off, it's gone crazy.
Who'll have us? Who'll have us?
That's it, yeah. I can go anywhere once. Can't go back again.
Do you not like revisiting the same place?
No, I'm usually not allowed back.
Oh.
But there we go, it's a different story. Or twice, once to go, second to apologise.
Oh, really?
That's the other way.
I love it.
So, yeah, do check out Kerry's classes and workshops on her website as well. But this is going to be the perfect way for you to take all the kit that you need when you arrive. And just if you have joined us, you've got that area for your sewing machine. Then, of course, all your fabulous tools are literally going to fold and roll. And there you go, out the way, ready for you to take wherever you need to as well. Now, another colourway for you as well, if you're wanting to go down the moon and the stars route. We're going very celestial with this one. I love it. Oh, look at that, with that gorgeous foil fabric on there. That is pretty. I like it. It's kind of got an essence of Japanese about it, like that one. Little tiny stars featuring on there, so we're kind of dipping our toe into the celestial world. Oh, look at that. Beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. So that one is featuring there as a second fat quarter. Loose and iron, I think we've got with these ones, if I remember rightly. Yeah, there you go. All 4 of those as your fat quarters, and then you've got your plain, which of course is going to go on the back and kind of break up different areas of it. Again, needless to say, you are going to get your pattern in there as well, so you are going to be able to make yours up according to the instructions there. Fully comprehensive, as you can see there, so lots and lots of information, which is key, and also the opportunity for you to check out little videos and stuff like that that are going to help you. So there you go. Fancy getting hold of that one, then you can do. But we have got one last option, which I've left over there. Another loose and iron one. Oh, got it. Purple or hyacinth, lilac, I don't know what you would call it actually, but it's a lovely kind of tones of purple and lavender. Beautiful. So on this one, you can see you're going to get all of your fabrics again. You've got your fabrics, you've got your fat quarters, 4 fat quarters, and then your ½ metre there as well. So, yeah. So, yeah, the equivalent of 1.5 metres of fabric, really, isn't it? There. So, mat organiser, again, full illustration with your photograph there. Everything is exactly the same as we spoke of. It's personal choice though, isn't it? So which of those fabrics you choose to go for. Or you might be looking at these and thinking, actually, I love that palette, but I've got a little, you might already have a pansy fabric that you're thinking, oh, that'd work well with that one, and kind of interchange them. Or you might have something else, or you think, oh, that would be perfect for a little project for somebody. And then, yeah, there you go. So there you go. That is your last option with regards to your kits. But what about if you're wanting to shop for the pattern by itself? Well, we have got that as an option for you too. So there you go. £9.99, brand new today. First time that we have brought this one to you, and it's proving to be incredibly popular as well. Learning new skills with these, because you're going to be learning blocks. So if I open up the one that we've got in the studio here and just kind of talk you around it, when you look at this, also opened it the wrong way around. There we go. You've got kind of that block there. So you can see that almost it's framed, and then you've got the block in the centre there as well. And you're just going to repeat that. In fact, you're repeating the block itself, and you'll be able to see that kind of cross-like formation that you're creating. That is replicated across the whole body there. And then obviously you're making your pocket, which is going to go on there as well. But yeah, it's kind of a repetitive. Once you've learned how to create that block, you're well on your way. And that's exactly what Kerry is going to be sharing with us in this hour. So yeah, that is your project to start with. Flip and fold, and there you go. Off you go. Whoops. So flip and fold. I think it's the same instructions for burrito, to be fair. But probably other ways as well. A fajita, there's all sorts of things you could flip and roll with, really, couldn't you? Gymnastics, maybe even, but I'm a bit rusty on the old gymnastics, I'm not going to lie. So, Kerry, this is a fabulous project as well. I love this. I bet this is going to be a popular one with our viewers.
Fabulous. Well, I've thoroughly enjoyed making this one, and I'm trying to get myself nice and organised for next year and be more ready than I feel I am any other years. How it goes after today, I don't know.
We will say. Now, you're working with the Liberty version.
I am, yes,
Okay.
and it's just fabulous. The colours look beautiful. So I'm just wondering, in my little roll there, do you have a fabric pen? I'm scooting around looking for it. Is it in the fold and roll?
In here.
Is it in there? Have I left it in there?
I'm just looking around. I forgot to look in here. Oh, dear.
I've got one here.
You got one? Oh, I don't know.
Bound to be,
I think I have got one.
There's bound to be one around me, isn't there? Okay, so nice and easy. We've got some nice, easy little blocks in here. They are small pieces, which is lovely. And it's quite nice to play with your fabrics as well.
Okay.
So what we'll start with, so this little section here that we've got in a corner comes together really nice and easy. So what I tend to do, now you are repeating this 3 times, so you've got 3 blocks in your mat in total.
Lovely.
And you are going to repeat. We do a lot of repetition in here. So what I'll start by doing is I'm just going to take these 4 little squares.
Lovely.
And all I'm going to do is to just sew them together, top part and bottom part.
Fabulous, nice and easy.
We like easy. I'm all for easy. Now, of course, if you've got your 1/4-inch foot, use your 1/4-inch foot. It certainly helps with little projects, especially when they're so tiny as well. Nice
point.
little pieces. So I'll do a couple of these, actually. I'll just grab the others because I can keep it chain piece in there.
Wonderful.
So I've got a few of those.
And anybody that's new to sewing, because I know we have people dipping in all the time. When you're doing this continual sewing that Kerry's doing at the moment, sometimes it's a real time saver, especially with small pieces of sewing, and it's called chain piecing.
And it saves a lot of your thread as well.
It does.
I'm all for saving thread.
Yeah. Now, obviously, all the instructions are going to include things like your seam allowance and the sizes that you're cutting and things like that. So you don't have to worry about that. That's all included in there. So if you do want to get hold of the instructions, you'll have everything that you need in there. Oh, got a little tickle.
That happened to me earlier. I could feel it coming. It's that time of year, though, isn't it?
It is, it is. I think the heating goes on and it's kind of like your skin and your throat all seems to dry, doesn't it? So yeah, it does make a difference. Now, as Kerry's making all these little pieces, Have you got quite a few of these to do, Kerry? Or
I have got quite a few to do. What I just want to show you, if it's okay, is just how we put these together. Now, in our pattern booklets, what we like to do is we put a lot of diagrams, even where you're pressing your seams as well.
Okay.
So really nice and easy to put this little one across. So on mine, what I'm doing here, this is the letter A for me in my pattern. Okay. I'm just pushing all the seams over to A on each of these. And then this will just allow those to nest together nicely.
Fabulous, kind of getting things ready for the next stage. Like it.
Like a production line.
That's it.
As you can see here, now in the pattern booklet I recommend 2 pins, but actually when you're doing your pressing like this, it does come together. And again, these are quite small pieces, so you can feel those. There isn't going to be much movement. So I perhaps wouldn't even bother pinning these. But if you prefer the pinning, because some people really enjoy that stage, so if you enjoy that, then take your time to pin those. So I'll just go ahead and do that with those other little blocks, if you like.
We've got so many other kits and things to share with people. I thought, well, if you're doing the same repeated, it makes sense for me to show everybody as well. So this is the key thing. Now, one thing I haven't told you about, I think we've told you about loads and loads of different kits and things. There's just one thing I've not shown you yet, and that is this fabulous little thread catcher. So the idea behind this is you've got your weighted pincushion, which is removable if you wanted to. Still weighted as a base there, so everything is going to stay put if you do take this with you. Now, the actual element that we've not got a kit for this one, we've just got the pattern. So you can create your fabulous little kind of pouch that drops off the edge of your counter to catch your threads, those loose little bits, and your pincushion, which is close to hand as well, which is brilliant. Nice as well for your overlocker as well. It can actually sit underneath your overlocker if you wanted to and use it in that way as well. So there you go. Just as well to clean my shoes, isn't it? So if you want to create your thread catcher, you're going to need an instruction booklet, and that's exactly what we've got here. So you've got everything that you need in there, so full instructions there, mentioning a few of the different bits and pieces that you need, so a couple of fat quarters, piece of foam in there, and also things like your threads, your heat erasable pen, stuff like that, all in there that are going to help you, including something like your walnut shells that are going to actually create that weight and also create that pin cushion as well. Now, we have got some pellets that are available that will do exactly the same job. So if you're wanting to get hold of these, they're going to add that weight. And the beauty is that means that straight away you've got everything that you need. But the pattern itself, I'm going to open the pattern up just so as I can show you, because something that Kerry does is she includes those instructions that really, really do explain. So if you've never bought one of Kerry's kits before or patterns, then it's just to put your mind at rest, because it's good to know. So you will always get something along the lines of these booklets, and the booklets have got loads and loads of photos in there showing you what you're achieving at the end result, but also how you get there, all the different stages. And with this one you can do a little bit of reverse applique, which is nice as well. So absolutely brilliant, all there detailed, loads of photos, so you're never going to feel as if you are on your own. In addition to that, you've got kind of a read through, so make sure that you're having a little read of that, because it'll give you hints and tips as you go. And you have got your full-size pattern, and this is important. You haven't got to take it off and go and get photocopies done or anything like that. Everything is there at the exact same size that you need, so you're ready to cut and go with all of these different pieces here. So yeah, all there ready for you to create. So that is the beauty. It's all there. All you need to do is add in your fabric with that one. So yeah, if you fancy getting hold of that, you can do. Details are on your screen. Also, those pellets, we have found the details for the pellets. So if you want to get hold of the pellets, you're going to get 1 kilogram of those. I think it mentions about 1 kilogram. Yeah, 1 kilogram. Yeah. So yeah, there you go.
It takes quite a lot. You wouldn't think for such a small little project that it takes so much weight.
Yeah. And it's going to weigh about 1 kilo, that. So yeah, if you've already paid for your post and packing, then oh yeah, that's brilliant, isn't it? Because you're not going to have to pay anything extra. So £5.99 if you fancy getting hold of those. And of course you can add those into your basket alongside any of the other goodies that you've been shopping for as well. You all right over there, Kerry?
I'm all right. I'm all right.
Right, in that case, I'll start mentioning some
just to mention, if I may, with the thread catcher, there is actually a 2-part tutorial on our blog.
Oh, is there?
So because this is a returning pattern.
Oh, okay, right.
We haven't got around yet as to put in the QR code like you'll see featuring lots of ours.
Yeah, I've started doing that on a lot of things.
Yeah, it's just so useful, isn't it? But you will find on our blog that there is a 2-part tutorial.
So we just go to the website to find that?
Yeah.
Perfect. There you go. Thank you for that, because that's important. Yeah, cool. So there you go. That's how you find that. So what should we have a look at next, Hannah? The hot water, I'm not surprised that hot water bottles have been popular. So, oh, hold on, I think that's down here. So, I've got them here.
We've chosen a good day to do hot water bottles, haven't we?
Now, this is a brilliant set because what you've actually got is oh, let's move that out of the way because that's something else. Hot water bottle panel. So we did you say the navy's gone now? Oh, sold out earlier on. So got this lovely purple fabric here that's all been printed, and it's been printed because you've got all of your pieces there. But you've got less than 20 chances to get hold of this. It has previously sold back. Brought it back today because, to be honest, it's pretty nippy out there. And it's the right time of year, isn't it, to create your hot water bottle covers. You can see you've also got your eye mask in there at the bottom, so that's going to be coordinating. And you've got 2 different fabrics. So dare I say, if you're a frugal crafter and you introduce some of your own fabrics, you could make 2 eye masks with those, using those as your outer fabrics. You've also got a lovely circle just to the side of where the eye masks are. And that's for personalisation, potentially, if you're wanting to put letters, applique letters, embroider letters on there, or you could be using the pattern and creating the fabulous little flowers that we've got on the finished sample. Now it's all 100% cotton, so you've got quality through and through with that one, and of course that comes alongside your pattern, which means your pattern is going to help you create your fabulous little hot water bottle as well. And it's got a lovely kind of backing in there. 80/20, good wadding to go for, so yeah, and yeah. Nice project, that one as well.
Do you know what I do with mine? I put mine on my mum always used to do this.
Yeah.
I always put mine on just under my window in the car, so it helps defrost the car.
That's a clever idea.
And then when you get in the car, it's...
That's a good idea.
She always did it, and my husband's like, you do know the windows are here? I'm like, but it's quite nice. You make a cup of tea, make your hot water bottle up, helps with that, like, makes it a little bit faster when you finally do come to leave.
That's a good idea.
But it's the having it either on your lap or under your lap.
I love it. So there you go. Now, did we have another colour option of this one as well? Teal floral. Oh. I don't know, I've got a reading cushion. Have I put it in the wrong place? It's bound to be here somewhere. I've just put it in the wrong place, haven't I? Oh, there it is. There it is. I've got it. So the teal version. So this is the one that's actually been... Oh, no, it's not. It's the Liberty one that's been made up. But same idea. You're going to be able to create your hot water bottle. You're going to be able to create your little eye mask there. And this one... It's similar to the one, it's most similar that we've got to the one that we've got here. So let me just open that up for you. Again, fewer than 20 opportunities. Every panel today, I think I've opened upside down. Chances of that, eh? So there you go. Look at those. Beautiful. Gorgeous little kind of florals that you've got with this one again. You've got your hot water bottle, you've got the outer as well as your lining, and of course you've got your eye masks there as well. So lovely kit. I think this would be a nice one. And I know it's a little way off yet, but even things like Mother's Day around March time, I think those two together, it's proper little pamper kit, isn't it, I think, for a mum. Little hot water bottle. And
it definitely is for me, and I'm a mum, so...
And also as well, I mean, you've got time to make that up as a Christmas gift, haven't you?
Oh, yeah. Because they're so speedy, aren't they? You know, they're really speedy little projects.
I think that'd be nice to actually get a little hot water bottle and then, all comes together. So there you go. If you fancy getting hold of that, £17.99. I think it's incredibly affordable because you'd be paying £9.99 easily for a pattern in its own right, wouldn't you? So to be able to get that panel that will enable you to create your hot water bottle cover and your eye masks, absolutely brilliant value. So there you go. So yeah, if you fancy getting hold of those, please do so. There are loads of other kits that we were sharing with you as well in the other shows. So yeah, with regard to those, things like your sofa caddy. I don't know if you saw the show earlier on for the sofa caddy. We didn't touch on the reading cushion panel, did we? So the reading panel, this one, it's a panel. Oh, we did touch on it because I was reading the phrases, wasn't I? So yeah. We did. It's just such a long time ago when we did it. So, yeah. very early. So you've got a reading cushion here with your pocket that, as you can see there, all of these lovely phrases that are featuring here are all good fun because they all relate to sewing. So happiness is a full bobbin, so much fabric, so little time. Any day spent sewing is a great day. And the beauty is they are all featuring within there. And also as well, if you were to say reading cushion or try and find fabrics for reading cushion, you could potentially struggle because they can tend to be kind of very children orientated, don't they? This one's a nice grown-up one, and grown-ups do read as well. So here we go. This panel has got all of your components on there again. So just make sure you keep those little reference points that are next to each of those pieces as you cut them out. The large white area is if you're wanting to actually do any kind of quilting work on yours, which you can do. It means that you've got that to go behind your wadding. And of course, yeah, you can have loads of fun putting that one together as well. So that one is your purple option. So your purple option, your reading cushion, the details are on your screen. I think we've got other versions of those as well. There's a kind of a teal version if you wanted that one. They're on the website because Kerry's been left on her own too long.
Oh, I'm quite happy. I'm
Already
just sewing along and doing along.
She's gone very quiet, and as is the case when you're at home and you leave people in a room and it goes very quiet, it's like, what are they up to?
This is the bit that Craig likes the most when I am quiet. Like, that's his favourite time, design time.
Bless you. So what are you up to? What are you doing over
So
there?
all I've done is I've gone ahead and I've actually made up these little 4 corners here that we're repeating, 4 times in here. So to do this, I mean, this spearmint here is gorgeous, isn't it?
Gorgeous.
All I've done is I've placed this part onto that little block of 4 there, sewn it, and I've pressed the seams into the block.
Perfect.
Then what I've done at the top here, so I have already gone ahead and done this little part, is I've sewn this section onto the larger strip. So you've got all your markings in there, and then I've pressed the seams. So always press the seams in opposite directions. That's my preferred method. And then just as I'm folding this across to the top, again, you might want to slide some pins in at this stage. Your clips are great. 2 pins are great when you're putting your little seams together because it stops that movement. But I'm just going to sew to finish this little corner.
Lovely. Now, we have got social media active at the moment. Lovely Amanda has messaged through here as well. Everything's working. I'm not going to say it too loud because you know what will happen. It'll be my fault again. So Amanda has said, good morning. Oh, I've clicked on it now. Good morning, Hayley and Kerry. I've broken it already. Love Kerry's projects. Can't agree more. I can't wait until February for the sewing retreat with Catherine. Ooh,
oh, how lovely. I know. It'll be here before we know it.
February will be, won't it? Yeah. Oh, having surgery on the 21st, so hopefully I'll be able to manage it. So, yeah, you take care, Amanda. But
we'll look after you.
We'll look after you. Better way for recuperating, actually, with a bit of sewing.
Yeah, that is definitely the best bit.
And you'll be amongst friends, and as Kerry said, they'll look after
plenty tea and cake and...
Oh, sounds good. I wouldn't want to move. I'd bring a suitcase.
Definitely. Oh, I absolutely intend to. So this little section here that we're creating, the stars on the middle, I have already gone ahead and placed these pieces in. Place these pieces ready.
Okay.
But what I'm doing is just taking these little squares and I'm just going to draw a diagonal line on each of those.
Okie dokie.
And it just helps with your, the line that you're sewing. So this is the sew line that I'm placing onto here now.
Wonderful. Heat erasable pen for this?
Yeah. Oh, I wouldn't be without them.
Okay.
It's quite nice, actually, because normally I've got the wrong colour pen based on the fabric, but I'm working with light fabrics today, so I work quite a lot with, well, I have done quite a lot with reds, obviously, with Christmas, and all I could find was my red pen, so it's quite nice to have it nice and bold. So then what we're going to do is place them on. Now, we're working with a plain colour here, so it doesn't matter which way, but we are placing the Emily Bell fabric on top, pattern facing towards this.
Lovely.
So we'll sew those 2 together first of all.
Perfect. All coming together nicely.
It does come together. It's a nice little project, this is. And the wonderful thing is, once you've done it, you've got it there to rest under your machine, haven't you?
Yeah.
I thought about keeping it nice and plain and just a big section, with your sewing machines on there. But actually, even, if you're out at a class and you're deciding not to take this with you, it's just nice to have it looking pretty there, isn't it, on the side when you return. So I'll bring these back on top of each other, and then we're doing the bottom pieces. So again, just placing these, you've got your diagrams in your booklet, popping them over the top. Again, you could pin them, but I tend not to, with little pieces like this. And then we're just using that pen line to sew across.
All those little pieces coming together. And the pieces make projects. And that's what I've got here. So just in case you're wondering, because obviously as you're seeing Kerry putting these little pieces together, you might be thinking, what on earth is she making? I didn't tune in at the top of the show. It looks interesting, all that piecework. Well, what she's creating is her latest pattern. Well, they're kits actually, because you're actually getting fabrics through these as well. I've got the Tilda version here, and this is the one that's proven to be the most popular. So lots of you are taking advantage of that. So you can see the idea being is you're creating this fabulous mat that your sewing machine will be able to sit on, but it gets even better than that because you've got this fabulous little pocket at the side here, which has got loads of storage capabilities. And the idea being is that this is what you're going to take on your classes and workshops when you start going out on those, potentially in the new year. So the idea is, it's literally something you can flip and roll. So if I move the machine out of the way, you can see I flipped the pocket up there. I'm just going to roll that pocket in like so. With your hook and loop tape, then you can just literally attach that like so, and then off you go on your travels. And that's me going on my travels. You see me like that all the way around Redditch, just walking around like that on my travels. So the beauty is, with this particular kit, for you to actually create this, you have got all of the beautiful Tilda fabrics that we're chatting about. So this is one of the most popular options that we've got. So you're going to get your instructions that Kerry's working from. You're going to get all of your gorgeous fat quarters, 4 of those, so they're all featuring there, and a ½ metre of your plain. So you can see where these are all featuring within the design here, all coming together to create this fabulous project, and that's the beauty of this. For $27.99, I think you're making one of the most useful things you could have within your craft room, because not only is it going to be useful when you are sewing at home, if you're going off to your classes and your retreats, then it is just one of those situations that you can take literally everything that you need that you're wanting to. So that's the thing. And I think that is a true quote, I believe, from Hannah there. I think it was William Morris that actually said, only own or put into your home things that are beautiful or useful. And this ticks both of those boxes, doesn't it? So yeah, brilliant idea, because you've got that pouch-like formation which you might look at and think, okay, yeah, perfect. But then what happens is you unhook that with the hook and loop, roll it out, and you've got the area for your sewing machine. I mean, you can leave it just like so, but then you have got that flip out area there, which is going to hang down the side of your table with all of your fabulous tools and clips and whatever you choose to put in there. You've got 3 different layers, as you can see there, with the pockets, and then you've got your large pockets at the back. So there is a lot of storage in there. So yeah, your sewing machine is going to weight everything down while you've got everything in there. So yeah, good idea when you're going to your classes and workshops. Top tip from me, roll it out so far, put your sewing machine on there, and then drop that down, because if you've got a lot of content and then you drop it down, then the whole thing's going to slide and it's difficult to get your sewing machine in place. So place it like that, put your sewing machine in that area there, and it's kind of like a designated area for your sewing machine, and then that way when you flop that down, you know that nothing is going to go sliding off the work area, so it saves you trying to juggle everything around. But brilliant idea, Kerry. I love the design of this.
Thank you very much. I was going to say I could have done with that tip a little while ago, because I dropped it twice, didn't I?
But you do that, you kind of lay it out, and then you kind of like holding that with your hip and put your sewing machine on there, so yeah.
Yeah.
How are you getting on?
I'm getting on really well. So what I'll do is I'll just pop back over to this one.
Okay.
So what I've done here is I've sewn those pieces onto the top and the bottom. So the white has gone onto the bottom, and then the purple has gone here onto the top. Now, to help with the nesting of your seams, let's just shimmy this across and make some space. What we're then going to do, so just make sure that these are in the right way. So I've already trimmed this, so just take your ruler, place your 1/4 inch line on that pen line or your sew line, and then you're just trimming away that excess fabric. And then to help with the nesting of your seams, what we're going to do, so one side will press the seams up and one side will press the seams down.
Perfect.
And they'll slot together. And you know, I find it really helpful. I mean, that helps in any size fabric, but definitely in the smaller,
yes, yeah,
the little bits of fabric that we're working with.
And this is it, if you've worked with larger quilts before, then sometimes transferring your skills over to smaller pieces can be quite tricky. So having a usable project that you're creating, so you've got something to show for it at the end of that almost period of training and learning something, I think it's always nice to be able to get something that you've got to look at the end of it. Incidentally as well, some lovely messages coming through on social media. So thank you, Christine, you're joining us again today. Thank you. Good morning, gorgeous Hayley and Kerry. Got a few sewing machine mats that I've made with pockets at the front. Like the idea of this one because it won't get in the way of the drawer. So thank you for that, Christine. Good
nice,
point.
yeah.
So yeah, there you go. All coming together, all coming together, together.
So let's get it together now. So what we've got here, we've just pressed the seams opposite directions. Then naturally, as we nest these on top of each other, these are sitting nice and snug. And then we're simply sewing along that centre seam there. So again, pin if you're more comfortable to do so, but you will feel that through. That's why I like working with smaller pieces, because it's less pinning. I'm all for less pinning.
That's a good point. The fabric that Kerry's working with, incidentally, you probably look at the panel that I've got here and think, oh, that's not the same. That's because we've got a variety of different bundles. So this particular one that Kerry's working with is the Liberty bundle. So I've got that here. All of the bundles are made up in the same similar sort of idea where you're getting your 4 fat quarters and then you are going to get your ½ metre of your plain to complement and work with those. And the plain's going to feature within your project and also on the lining as well. So you've got plenty of that in there to help you with that. You're also going to get your instructions. So the instructions, as I've mentioned previously, you've got everything that you need to know in there, including, and this is very useful as well because you've got your different fabrics and it's your cutting guide, because that's the key thing, is make sure that you're cutting your fabrics properly, and then you've got all your illustrations there that are going to help you on your way. 29. Oh, sorry.
Sorry to interrupt you. I was just going to say this is the first time that we've put a cutting guide inside the pattern booklet.
Okay, right.
So normally we put them on either the back of the welcome letter or we put the additional pages in. And the feedback from exhibitions for us is the people had liked in the book because sometimes they'll lose that piece of paper.
That's a good.
So thank you very much for that feedback, because feedback really helps us, doesn't it?
So people tell you.
Yeah, so those cutting guides are in there to help with you getting the most from your kits as well.
I love it. There you go. So yeah, maximise it. So there you go. Instructions, 4 fat quarters and ½ metre of fabric in the Liberty, which is the one that Kerry's working with. I will show you, which one should I show you next? Should I show you the Celestial one? And in a moment, I'm not going to kind of interrupt the demonstration, but, oh, message? Did you say message? Oh, OK, we're just going to wait for the message to come through. But, yeah, other versions. So, very quickly, this is the Celestial one, and you can see why you've got all of the gorgeous little stars and the moon and everything featuring there. $27.99, that one. Similar sort of idea. 4 fat quarters, your plain and your pattern there, $27.99. So, message popped up on the screen. Morning, ladies. This is a fabulous kit, Kerry. Love it. And that has come from Sharon.
Thank you, Sharon.
There you go. To the point. I like it. Beautiful.
We're back to me, so I'll just trim this away. So what I'm going to do here now is to just press these seams open, and then what I quite like to do with my projects is sew them in rows. So if I just bring this a little bit closer, so I'll pop these into position here. Once I've got these little bits, there's quite a lot of little bits in this one, but I like then to sew them. So this would become your row 1, we've got your row 2, and then your row 3 here.
Perfect.
So I'll get those little bits together.
Wonderful.
Excuse me.
Got a glass of water over there.
I've come prepared to this hour.
Oh, I love
I didn't have to do a hop, skip and a jump.
That's the thing. The moment, I think it's because the heating and everything's gone. It's drying up our throats and things, isn't it? So, yeah.
I think you're right. That or I talk too much.
No, never.
You're not letting that be said about me, Hayley, today.
Absolutely not. Everything that you say is relevant to what we're talking about, so it makes sense. Makes sense that we need to hear those words. Don't forget, though, this is the penultimate hour of our morning. It's actually the last Sewing Street hour, because we've got an hour of yarn laid coming up after this hour. So we've had 2 fabulous guests today. Lovely Kerry, who's still with us during this hour. Lovely, who did we have earlier on today?
Louise.
Louisa. I nearly said Lorna, and I was thinking it was Lorna. Louisa was here earlier on with a fabulous English paper piecing and foundation paper piecing. So we've had a really lovely variety of different shows this morning. So yeah, and I hope you've enjoyed them as well, because I certainly have done. So yeah, that's the key thing as well. Another thing is, in the last hour, we saw the sofa caddy. Now, I don't have the pink caddy. Have you got the pink caddy? Oh. I don't know what's happened to it. I've only got the purple one, which is partially made, but I can talk you around it. So we locate the other one. I think it's probably been run off.
It's probably me trying to pretend I'm organised.
Now, this idea, we've got 2 different kits that were available. There was a pink and also the purple, and this is a panel. So the sewing theme one has proved to be the most popular of the 2, because you've got the most amazing fabrics featuring with these. And it's a panel that you're going to be buying that have got all of the pattern pieces already printed on there. It comes with full instructions as well. And we did see this coming together in the last hour. It is an item that you have seen previously. I don't know about this colour formation, but it's sold out so quickly each time that we kind of bought it about probably the last time that we'll see it before Christmas. Now, $19.99 will get you your pattern that will allow you to create your pouch. You've got a little zipper pocket here. There will be a pin cushion that you're going to stitch in place there. And you've also got this little area here that you're going to be able to put tools and crochet hooks and things like that in. The idea being that it's going to sit on the arm of your sofa, not an arm of a human, but an arm of a sofa.
Although you gave it a good go.
Although I might look very much like a sofa when I'm stood like this, I don't know. So you've got plenty of storage there, not just for your sewing, although I think it does make a brilliant one for little projects that you might be doing, which is why it's brilliant to work with Louisa's kits. So yeah, that's a nice one to go for. And it's got, where am I? Sofa caddy. So here is the panel for the sofa caddy that I've just shown you, just very, very quickly before we head back over and see Kerry. So this one is upside down again, every time. There you go. So again, all of those pieces, as you can see there, laid out, and the beauty is you can choose how you put this together. So if you want to have the paler fabric as your outer fabric and the darker as your lining, you can do so. But to be honest, I think Kerry has made it perfect with the darker purple on the outside. So love it. Brilliant. So there you go. Details for that are up on your screen.
It's always nice to have a fabric to make something pop, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely.
I like a fabric that makes it pop.
Yeah.
So this is your block made up in your Liberty fabric. So as I said, you're just simply placing these out to bring them together, and you'll repeat this 3 times. It's just sewing your row 1, row 2 and row 3 together. Perfect. What I do from there is when I've put these together is I sew the top and the bottom row with the seams out, and the middle with the seams in, and then that just brings that all together. But I also wanted to show you, if we've got a little bit of time, just how easy that pocket panel is to put on here.
Okay.
So in the same way as we do with the majority of our projects, we bind in the pockets on here, and these just look spectacular, the colours together. So all I'm going to do is to just take my binding strips, same way as we did in the earlier hour actually, wrong side of the fabric facing towards us, giving it a little press, and then we'll attach the binding on top. Now, the pattern, I use hook and loop to secure I want to call it a roll, fold and roll, but the sewing machine mat. I should have come to you for my name for the project, shouldn't I, Hayley? But I'll show you as well. So if you're thinking, actually, you may not take it out, maybe you don't go to classes and you've got no reason for it to fold up, then you don't need to put that flap on the end there.
Okay.
But I'll show you in a little while, I'll talk you through what I did with the Velcro, with the hook and loop, sorry. So all I'm doing here on the 3 pockets is just attaching the raw edge of the binding to the tops of the pockets.
Perfect. Gorgeous colours, I have to say.
They're gorgeous, aren't they? They look gorgeous together.
It's difficult to decide which one. I mean, the Tilda I love because you've got the boldness, but then I love the kind of the pastel tones of the one that you've got there as well.
I think you're right, but I think this is very me. I love pastels, and I think these look beautiful. But that may be because I've already got one in the Tilda, so yes. I've moved on. So in the same way as I did earlier on, just pressing that binding up and over towards the back.
Lovely.
And then folding it. And I always finish my binding with a zigzag stitch, but it's a nice opportunity. I mean, this fabric is just beautiful with that lovely little ditzy print in there. You could use your floral decorations if you've got a, you know, a nice machine.
Idea. Well, we've got so many decorative stitches, haven't we, that we don't utilise on our sewing machine, so it's a perfect opportunity to use them, really, isn't it? So,
Do you know, I only ever use the zigzag stitch, and I've been saying for years I will put more effort into it. But I try and keep it to that, actually, because most machines have a zigzag
Well, that's
stitch.
the thing. It's difficult to know the different stitches that people have, don't they? But
Yeah.
I think the zigzags, like you say, it's a good one. And I must admit, having seen it on your little your sofa caddy as well, it's one that I haven't used for quite a while. The zigzag. So, yeah.
Oh yeah, I love a zigzag
revisit
stitch.
it, yeah.
I like it because it's less pressure to get it straight.
Yes, that's true.
But also, with your binding, doing this way, you know you're going to catch. Providing you line your machine up and it's sitting in between your binding, you know it's catching on both sides.
That's a good point, yes.
So for your pockets, it's as simple as placing those together, zigzagging across the top of your pockets. And, you know, you might be using this, you might have bigger tools than perhaps what I had, but I have put the measurements in the pattern. So all you're then doing, what I've done on mine, so we start with the 3 pockets together.
Lovely.
And then I've sewn through the 2 pockets at the bottom, so that's allowed me to get the pockets onto the bottom.
Okay.
And then to secure this onto the main back panel, I've then just popped that piece out, which is L in your pattern booklet. And then what I did there is to just put a line down the centre, because in mine at the side, I like having a little ruler just to the side, just to measure things.
Yeah.
So this pocket for me was just to fit maybe a 2.5-inch ruler into here, and maybe your cutter as well. But you might want different things.
Do the instructions tell you where to put
They
the
show you
lines?
exactly that. If you have a look, we've put the lines on there where you're doing and the measurements in for those.
Yeah, so if you don't really know, then because sometimes it's like, you're like, oh, well, I don't know how big I need them to be. Then Kerry obviously is showing you in the first one where she has them, but then you might think afterwards, oh, next one that I make, I'm going to make that one a bit bigger, I'm going to make that one a bit narrower and play around with the size, because you've lots of freedom that you've got.
My recommendation is the pocket that you want in there is your stitch on bigger pockets. I'm forever losing them. So, you know, I do all of these things with pockets with great intentions, but I do still manage to use them. Would you mind if I had the sample just to talk about the hook and loop? So what I did from here, once we've put that all together, and what you'll notice is that little pocket panel sits nice and snug here, just in between that sashing line. So when this is folding up, it folds up nice and snug, and then your hook and loop just rests on top of here nice and securely. So what I did to put the hook and loop on, if you are doing this step, is initially I take the exterior fabric. So on this one, it's that beautiful coral. Would you call this a coral? I'd say it's a coral colour. So this is before I've done any quilting, which is, of course, optional. So I'm taking the coral fabric and I place that onto the batting. Once I've got that there, then I'm measuring across. And again, the measurements are there for your hook and loop, so you know exactly where you're positioning this. And then I'm only sewing through the foam, because I use Bosal foam in this one,
nice, yeah.
and the back fabric. However, on the other side, what I did then is I've then put everything together, and then I put again, your measurements are in here, so I've then put the loop on here, but I've sewn through all layers. And the reason that I did that is we've previously done a pattern folder cover, and one of the feedback from that is people found it, because that folder's opening and closing so frequently, so if you go into classes quite frequently, you might be tearing this open, you want it nice and secure. So I've then put this through. And I just couldn't bring myself to look at a plain fabric. So the quilting is optional and it's a personal choice. If you want to add a little bit of quilting, I mean, there's lots of options that you could do in here. But if you do, you are only quilting the top part of the project, because you're not bringing it down here, otherwise your pockets are no good to you. You're quilting through the layers.
Pockets, you've got stitches.
Layers. Oh, I tried first of all, so I did do
that.
I did do that. I did a little bit of unpicking, so I just felt that was quite important to mention. And I've free motioned as well over the hook and loop, so that is nice and secure in there as well. So it doesn't particularly matter how many times you open and close it.
I love it. What a brilliant idea. just so useful. I think it's one of those things that, as I say, you'll be making it for yourself first of all, and then you'll get people asking you to make them, or maybe make them as gifts for people as well. And as Kerry said there, make to sell if you so choose as well. And if you do like the fabrics, the one that Kerry is working with, or not has been working with, should I say, has got over there now, the finished sample, that's been made up using the Tilda fabric. And the Tilda fabric has got that gorgeous pink in that coral pink, and also those fat quarters. Any of the kits that you're going for the mat, the sewing mat organizer, will have exactly the same kind of configuration. You'll have 4 fat quarters, and then you will have a 1/2 metre of your fabric for your backing, as well as featuring within those blocks as you're working with as well. It's just down to you to decide which of those you like the look of most. So if you like the look of this one is your Tilda. All of them come with the instructions, so that is what you're going to be receiving. And obviously if you do go to Living in Loveliness, you will find the opportunity for you to actually watch a little video and learn more potentially with regard to that one. So that is the first one if you're going for that one. Another one that has been a very popular one has been the Liberty, and that's the one that we have seen lovely Kerry working with. So these are the 2 most popular ones. We haven't got a lot of time left, so I'm only going to limit it to these 2 to show. The others are available on the website. So you've got the 4 fat quarters featuring there, which are beautiful. Your solid there for the back, as I said, and for adding towards the block. And of course your full instructions there with your image there, which is going to help you with your construction. So that's the key thing. So we do have the instructions by themselves. So if you do want to shop for them by themselves, then you can do. And of course adding in your own fabrics, which are all detailed of exactly how much you need just inside that front cover there. So £9.99, that's all that you're paying for this one. And this is a lovely Teresa. Thank you, Hayley and Kerry, for the super information show today. Where do I find instructions for the thread catcher? So the thread catcher is going to be this one that you're chatting about, I would imagine. And this one is available as a pattern by itself. So if you are wanting to go for this one, where have I put the pattern for this one? I had it a few moments ago as well. Where are you? It's on the screen what you need to know as well. Where's it gone? Sofa caddy, fabulous fat quarter.
It's because we've bought so much for you today, Hayley.
Oh, there it is. It's staring me in the face.
Are you looking for the same fabric on the front?
Yeah, I think I was looking for a kit. I said it's only available as a pattern, but I was still looking for a kit. But there you go. So, sorry, that is my fault. So, yeah, thread catcher and pin cushion. So we've got the pattern available by itself. It's a 2-part thing that you're going to be creating. So you've got your fabulous pin cushion there. It was originally demonstrated way back in January this year. So I think if you go onto YouTube, you should be able to find that if you put it into the search field. We have got the plastic pellets that you can utilise to create your weight and your pin cushion. And of course, you've got the fabulous little pocket with your little kind of catch there for a pair of scissors as well. So there you go. That is the information that you need on the screen there for that thread catcher. So thank you for asking. Kerry, thank you. When are you back again?
Not till the end of January, 28th of January.
Yes. Well, in that case, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year and all of that.
You're the first person to say Merry Christmas. That's made my day, and to you too.
Thank you. So, yeah, make sure you look out for those shows in January. But don't go anywhere. While we have completed our hours on Sewing Street, we've got another hour of sewing, yarn lane, should I say, sewing yarn. Well, you have to sew a bit of yarn in the next hour because we're talking tuft. So I'll see you the other side of this.
Hello, I'm Catherine Wright from Leicestershire Craft Centre based in Market Harborough. I'm delighted to be part of the Sewing Street family. I've been sewing since the age of 7 when my mum taught me to sew. I particularly enjoy dressmaking, and all through my childhood I made my own clothes, including dancing costumes and my prom dresses. But I also enjoy patchwork and bag making and hand stitching and embroidery and really anything textile based. The thing I particularly love about fabric and textiles and stitching is that there is always something new to try, there's always a new technique or a new skill to learn, and I really enjoy doing that. My top tip for new sewers is to be friends with your iron. Your sewing always looks better when it's been pressed, and it's not like ironing your own clothes. It's much better than that. And also to build your skills up step by step. Don't launch in with the wedding dress first off. You know, start with a simple dress and build your skills up, and then you'll see good results right from the start and feel enthusiastic and carry on sewing. So really, just have a go, have fun. It's all about having fun and enjoying it.
Lane, and obviously this is often the last hour of our morning that we share with you with Sewing Street, and I am so pleased to be here because I have to say, a Toft show, I always look forward to seeing the display. You do it so well.
All right, we enjoy Christmas a lot, and this is our last Christmas show, so it's the last chance for me to really get all the Christmas bits and pieces.
And it's brilliant. I mean, you've got so many fun projects that you'll be able to crochet between now and the big day, and because they come together so quickly, many of these could be used as Christmas gifts or to decorate your home as well. But one thing I do need to mention before we get into the nitty-gritty of all the fabulous kits and patterns, you are going to get a little complimentary pattern courtesy of Toft. They're going to be popping this into your order. It's not going to come from us here at Sewing Street, so and it won't show on your order when you come to check out your basket, but you will get your opportunity to make your own Toft Christmas kind of Christmas cracker hat, which Kerry has got on, and I love that. So you've got everything in there. So definitely an item that you can recycle.
Yeah, definitely. And you'll just need some double knit yarn, so about 20 grams of double knit yarn, and you'll be able to make your own Christmas. You could even do them for everybody for the table.
That's a nice idea, isn't it? So every order that you place, you will get one of those in with your order. So if it's a case of that you've got multiple items, you'll still get one because it'll be one per customer that gets sent out to you. So there we go. But with regards to the rest of it, my goodness, what choice have you got? You've got so much choice. We've got some fabulous things that are new to me with the kind of little, these fabulous, exciting little kits that we've got. We've got so many projects all in a box, which are always very, very popular. But then we've got individual items. You can even crochet your own turkey leg. How fabulous is that? I love that. But we're going to start off with the discovery boxes, and these are a brilliant idea. Now, you've had them previously, haven't you, these? And these ones are brand new, I think, the three that we're sharing with you today.
Yeah, they are. So a discovery box has been put together to kind of do what it says on the tin in terms of there'll be an easy project, there'll be some intermediate projects, there'll be some more advanced projects within that. And so you'll learn lots of little bits of skills as you go through the project. So they all contain 150 grams of yarn. So you'll get 6 individual balls of yarn inside there. And then you can just gradually, there's something for everyone really inside. So you can start as a beginner and then gradually go through all the different projects to complete them. And the 3 we've got here, one is the animals, which were very popular last time I was on the show in terms of going back to the classic animals. But actually, I've really gone for the tree decorations this time as well.
Well, to the one that we've got on the screen, I've just chuckling to myself. I mean, look at this. Crocheting your own Christmas dinner. I think this is a brilliant idea. So this one is the one that's on the screen. It's the one that's in the middle at the moment. We will have a look at the decorations in a few moments, but you've got all of the components for it.
You have, yeah. So you've got 6 balls of yarn. You'll get our fudge, our cream, orange, lime, and green included in there. And then you will get the patterns for the turkey itself, which obviously can also be turned into something that you hang on the tree. So you just put a little loop on there. You've got a pattern for a sprout. You've got a pattern for a carrot, which you can turn into a little trio of carrots like that. You've got a pattern for a mini parsnip, a pattern for a leek, and then my absolute favourite.
The pigs in blanket.
Obviously, it is a Christmas dinner essential, the pigs in blanket. Yeah.
All with a little loop on there. So, yeah, I like that idea, making them into decorations for your tree. But what a brilliant idea. Now, you're going to get all of the fabulous yarns in a beautiful box. You kind of almost got like a drawer with regards to this. So let me just show you. I mean, the image on your screen there shows you beautifully. You'll actually get the box, because at first I thought the box was like almost like a display.
No, you actually get the box. And so you can reuse that box for years to come for different things as well. It's a great way to store your patterns in. If you do have lots of tough patterns, you can obviously store your hooks in it. Or if you are making them as play food for children, it means you can just load all your crochet food back in and you can gift it in that as well.
Fabulous box to decorate as well if you're a paper crafter as well. So, yeah, nice one to go for. So if you like the idea of creating your own Christmas dinner with your discovery box, and details are on your screen, £42 will get you, did you say there were 6 balls in that?
Yeah, 6 balls, so 150 grams, and then all the patterns for everything that you've seen. So the full turkey, parsnips, sprouts, carrots,
I'm going to try and tip the box forward.
I can take these off, there we go.
Okay, yeah. Sorry. It's also beautifully, you can pop it all in your frying pan.
There we go. And then it is, it's a removable drawer, so it comes out totally if you want to, and then you can close it back in again.
There you go. So if you're wanting to take it out completely, there you go. And you can see there you've got all of your bits and pieces there. You've got a beautifully foiled box as well. So everything kind of slots together. I mean, everything is a sign of quality, isn't it, when you're shopping and you're buying Toft kits. So brilliant idea. All beautifully packaged and ready for you to create, perhaps in time for Christmas. In fact, many of the crochet projects you share with us come together very quickly,
so quickly, yeah. I wouldn't worry about anything that we've got on the show being completed by Christmas. I deliberately not brought projects that are big projects. They're fast ones. Something like a box like this, you'll easily do half a dozen sprouts on an evening, no problem at all. Or pigs in blankets. I mean, I know the first year that I designed these, I did pigs in blankets for my whole family, and they went down so well.
Yeah.
It just makes people laugh and chuckle, whether it's
chuckle,
even if you use it on the outside of your other presents, even. So you just wrap your present, and on a little bit of ribbon, you add a little crochet pigs in blanket.
And Charlie's just come up with a brilliant idea. I was going to say, like your little place settings and your little kind of charms to go on the table sort of thing. So, perhaps there's somebody who never likes their Brussels sprouts, and you could use that with their table setting just to stir it. Now, the details are on your screen. So, £42 is going to get you 6 balls of yarn, 150 grams there. So, loads and loads of that. Beautiful quality yarn as well. So, you're going to have loads of fun with those. And if you've shopped from Toft before, you will know just how incredible the quality is. But we've actually got 3 discovery boxes for you. So, I think the thing that we need to look at maybe after our dinner is a little bit of dessert.
Of course, no Christmas dinner's complete without it, I don't think.
And I have to say, you've got to have Christmas pudding on the day, haven't you? Excuse me, you're just gagging the limelight there. Let's just move you out the way, Mr. Gingerbread Man. But you've got your Christmas pudding done as a bauble, which I think is a fabulous idea, with all of that gorgeous cream or custard maybe on the top. Obviously, it's your own choice, but with this one, I think it's lovely. Mince pies as well, calorie-free.
Yep.
Calorie-free mince pies, who'd have thought it? Apparently, during the Christmas period, if you eat 12 mince pies, it brings you good luck for the whole year.
I'm not sure I'm there yet this year.
Yeah, I could. I've probably had more than my favourite. Not today, but I started early in November. But yeah, so there you go. Just the 12. I don't know if you get any bonus points for extras, but there you go. Your little gingerbread character. I mean, how cute is this? Absolutely adorable, as you can see. Little gingerbread character that you've got there. You've got a little Yule log as well, which is very clever, all rolled up, with your holly berries on there and your little holly leaves. And I'm sure you will have spied down at the front of our box, you've also got your fabulous little candy cane there as well. And these are brilliant that you've got your loop on there throughout. So we've got your candy cane that you're going to be able to make. You can make your Christmas pudding. You can be able to make your Yule log, your gingerbread man, and is it 2 mince pies?
Yeah, I mean, you will actually get more from the box. So say with the candy cane, you'll get quite a few of those.
Well, yeah.
So some of them, basically, if you make one of each first, you'll have quite a lot of yarn left over that you can dip back into the other patterns. So you'll be able to make plenty. If you look at the amount of ruby that's been used
Well, this is what I was just about to say. If I try and hold everything, you've got... Obviously, you've got your little kind of a berry there. You've got your berries there. You've also got your stripes there. That is going to go a long way.
Yeah, it is. And it's only touches of cream as well. Other than the icing that sits on here, you've actually got tons of cream as well.
That's a fair point.
I would hazard a guess that you'll get at least another half a dozen candy canes in addition.
And again, I mean, these are so recyclable, aren't they? Using these every single year. And just fun projects. I mean, you could set yourself a little challenge of making, I don't know, a couple of these a day or something like that. Because again, I'm guessing even the most complex, I'm guessing things like the gingerbread in one evening you can make one.
Absolutely, because it's still not complicated. Everything here is just using that double crochet stitch, just that one stitch that I endlessly demonstrate. The mince pies might have a couple of additional stitches in, but you're just using that double crochet by and large. So honestly, a couple of hours and you'll have each piece done.
I think it's brilliant. And also, so when you actually look at the different projects, you're learning so many different techniques.
Yeah, you are. You're learning small snippets of everything. So you'll do, say, colour changing with your candy cane, and that'd be a great one if you were totally new to crochet. You're going to be really getting used to doing your colour changing. Then with something like the Christmas pudding, the big circle itself, so the bauble, that's just learning all of the basics of amigurumi. You're going to learn that stitch, you're going to do increasing, and then you're going to do decreasing. Then with other ones, you might learn different techniques again. So the mince pie, you've got that front post, back post round the edge. That's what creates a rib. That's the kind of thing you'd use on a hat.
I'm hoping that I'm pointing at the right point.
Yes, you are. Yeah, that's the front post, back post. So that's a rib like you would use, on a crochet
so that's
hat.
going to have an elasticated feel.
Yeah, and then you've got a couple of other little touches of things, like when you get around to doing your holly and bits and pieces like that, you'll do a few other extra stitches along the way.
I love that. And also as well, I'm looking at the Christmas pudding, but I'm thinking, if you've learnt colour changes here, there's nothing stopping you potentially doing a red and white striped bauble.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because the foundation is there. So any of those leftover pieces, and do stripy baubles with those as well. So little project in front of the TV. I think very, very portable. Just to reiterate, the box is phenomenal as well, with the drawer in there. You've got that for afterwards, full instructions as well. Making your fabulous little projects. You are going to have loads of fun with regards to this one. So I'm just going to move these over to the Christmas dinner just for a moment.
It does also come in a drawstring bag. So the cotton drawstring totes, they all come in that as well. So you've also got a lovely project bag to be using along the way.
The dedication in presentation, I have to say, is incredible, because everything is just such incredible quality. And Toft, established in 2006, I see. So, it's been
17 years this year.
Yeah, love it. And then, did you ever think at that stage you'd be making Christmas mince pies?
No
and things
chance.
Like
no,
that?
I often have a little giggle about how far we've come. There's no way, I think, even 5 years ago that I'd have predicted some of the projects that we've done this year.
I love it. Now, don't forget, you've got your different projects that we've spoken of, but you're also actually getting your 6 balls of yarn in there. So you've got a lot of yarn within these particular kits for your your £42, and that's including your box and your instructions. Don't forget, you've got the bonus pattern as well of your crown. So, I mean, it's a simple
in fact, you know what? I would feel very confident that you could make your whole crown and still be able to make your candy cane and everything else. So there's a great use for your ruby.
And I'll show you that pattern in a few moments, because Toft are very kindly giving you a Christmas gift of their own. Every order that you place, you will actually get one of those patterns in there. It's one per customer, or per customer. But if you order multiple times, you'll still get one pattern because they're all bundled up together. It won't show when you come to check out your order. We'll just mention that. They just do it automatically. They don't need a number. They're going to put it in anyway. So there you go. And these discovery boxes are absolutely brilliant. I mean, every single one of them is phenomenal. This one is your Christmas desserts, following on potentially from your Christmas dinner that we saw a few moments ago. And you've got your Christmas pudding. You're going to be able to make at least 2 mince pies in there. You're also going to be able to make multiples of your candy cane, your little Yule log, and your fabulous little gingerbread character as well. So they are all featured in there, and you are going to have loads and loads of fun with it. Oh, he's having a nap. He's having a little... He's had too many mince pies, that's what it is. So there you go. I don't know, that's a question for you, isn't it? Do gingerbread men eat mince pies? Who knows? Who knows? Details are on your screen. I've got a third discovery box to share with you, and I will warn you, it's going to go absolutely crazy when you see these. So we've been busy so far with the discovery boxes. Again, a brilliant idea. And again, keeping that price point the same. 6 balls of yarn again?
6 balls of yarn in exactly the same way. So it's quite nice, this one. You get a real variety of colours. So you're going to get our cream, oatmeal, camel, silver and steel included in this one. And then this one's great for all of those different techniques. So the little cat here that's in silver, that would be a level 1 project. So that would be a perfect one for someone who's never crocheted before.
Really?
To start
Oh,
with.
wow, okay.
Would be little Alex. It's a nice light colour for your stitches at this time of year as well. So you see all your stitches really nice and clearly. Then if you want to try a bit of colour changing, you can make the Siamese here. So you're just going to be doing some basic colour changing from one colour into the other. So same techniques, but a bit of colour changing. Then once you're feeling a bit more confident, you can move on to one like the tabby over here. And that's going to be where you're moving between 2 colours. So rather than just cutting that yarn and moving to another colour, you're going to go backwards and forwards between other colours. So quite a nice one to, again, skill up on.
Nice.
Then with the Maine Coon, which is just hiding behind
so these
here.
Are all actual breeds of cats?
Yeah, they are actually all breeds of cat as well,
wow.
yeah. So with the Maine Coon, you're going to do a little bit of loop stitch, but not too much. So a tiny touch of kind of getting used to this loop stitch, which I'm sure I'll get to demo later in the show. So a little bit of loop stitch before you then go on to the Persian at the end, which is this one here, which is all the loop stitch. So it just really builds your confidence if you are new to crochet, especially if you do love cats or you know someone who does love cats. You'll be able to crochet your way through all the breeds, but actually skill up at the same time.
Absolutely, I love it. So yeah, if you are that cat person, that crazy cat lady, as quite often we get referred to, oh man, but then yeah, in an affectionate way, then this is going to be perfect, isn't it? Whether you're making them and giving them as gifts, they could be, dare I say, and I don't know if I actually want to say this out loud, but if you wanted to put them inside a cracker,
yeah, absolutely.
You could. They're not real cats, so that's okay. We can do that, but I think that'd be a lovely idea.
Yeah, they'd work really well. I've seen people put them on as baubles quite a lot on the tree in the same way. Obviously, they work as key fobs and all sorts of things. It's just sitting in the top of a stocking at this time of year as well.
I think they're brilliant. And you talked us through all the different techniques there as well. I think that, like you say, it's almost like a compendium, isn't it? You're going to learn.
It is. It's like a little workshop in its own right, because you know you can start with that easy one, and then you gradually just do a little tidbit of skill as you go through.
I think this is brilliant. In fact, you saying that level 1 for that little, was it Alex you called?
Alex, yeah, this one. They do all have names.
For level 1, I mean, I'd never thought. I thought like level 1 is doing like a granny square or something like that.
No, so with this, because it's only the double crochet, it's actually easier than a granny square.
Wow.
All you're doing is one stitch and going round and round.
I love it. Now, we are going to get into a demonstration in a little while. We've got plenty of things to share with you, but that's what we're doing at the moment. And then we'll get over and do some demos in a while. So 3 discovery box, each one of those priced at £42. So it's down to personal choice. You are going to get the free crown pattern, beautifully modelled by Kerry there. So whether it's your Christmas dinner, your Christmas desserts, or it is those fabulous kittens, any of those, you're going to have loads of fun. They've all got 6 balls of yarn in there, giving you 150 grams of your fabulous yarns. Different colours, obviously, for different occasions, but way more than you're going to need for many of these. So you're going to go on and create multiples, not just the minimums that we're sharing with you on the boxes as well. So there you go. Love it. So we will keep you updated with regard to that one. But we've got not just little animals featuring in our group today. We've got down at the front there, I don't know if you've spied these. I think we've got the head elf is hogging all of the limelight.
He is. Head elf right there in the front. Yeah.
Naughty little elf. So, yes, here we go. We've got those. I'm just going to move. Whoops, as I fall off my podium. I'm just going to move the naughty little elf because it's sitting too much in the way there and we can't quite see Mr. and Mrs. Claus. But we will come back to him, so don't worry. So, yes, all these fabulous characters. Incidentally, they're all on the website, so you can go shopping for them that way. But in the studio, we've got these two. They look brilliant.
They are, and this is our fine yarn. So last time I came to Yarn Lane, should I say, I brought with me our double knit and our Aran, so our two larger size of Santa. Didn't bring Mrs. Claus though; it's her first time.
Oh, okay.
But this is our fine yarn. So this is the thinnest yarn that Toff do. You'll be using a 2mm crochet hook when you're crocheting
so
them,
you can see
and they're just absolutely beautiful. So the scale is, the stitches are half the size of everything that we've looked at so far.
Okay.
I wouldn't necessarily recommend this project for someone that's totally new to crochet, but if you've crocheted anything before, whether that be a blanket, whether that be a Toft animal, then you'll have no problem with it at all. Just don't go in for it as your very first project because the stitches are quite small.
Fair enough.
But it is a pure wool and exactly the same as everything else. It's just half the thickness, a 2mm hook. And as a result, they look so much more intricate. So they come down to about half the scale. They're the perfect size to sit on your mantelpiece. If you're short on space and you just want a lovely little pair to go in. These ones will take you a little bit longer because they are our full-size dolls. So there are a lot of stitches in them, but it's just a lovely project to maybe even start this year and know that then you've got until next Christmas to finish them off.
That's it. You can kind of see the elf to the side, which is in your thicker yarn, your double knit yarn, so you can kind of see how you've got different sizes of the stitches. But the patterns that we've got, could you actually go on and use your own double knit?
Yeah, absolutely. So the patterns are universal and exactly the same, regardless of the thickness of yarn that you use. So this would be using a 4-ply equivalent, really, in a fine yarn. If you use a double knit, they'll go up to twice the size of the head elf. An Aran thickness, they go twice as big again, and then a chunky, you can make them so they fill up your sofa. So once you've got the pattern, you absolutely can then make them multiple times in different yarns. And the great thing about the fine yarn, and why I've chosen to put these in a bundle, is it doesn't use a lot of the yarn. So the great thing here is you have actually got a good saving on buying the two individually because they share the cream and the charcoal. Right. Whereas if you buy them as individual kits, even from us, you're actually going to be buying that cream and charcoal twice but not using it all.
Fair enough.
When they're bundled together like this, you're just getting one ball of the cream and one ball of the charcoal because they're shared between the two projects.
I love it. So you can see there, two of that gorgeous red, two of the oatmeal, and then you've got your cream and your charcoals just sitting behind Santa's hat. Take no notice of the elf at the moment. He's back again. He's getting involved, bless him. But if you're wanting to make your Mr. and Mrs. Claus, we will show you one of the kits in general so you know how the instructions look and things like that when we get over to demo area. But the key thing is get involved as soon as you possibly can because these kits don't last very, very long. So if you fancy getting hold of those. Very busy for those discovery boxes as well, so make sure you get hold of those. So with regards to Mr. and Mrs. Claus, because people will be working with maybe a new type of yarn to them, will the hook be in with the kit or do they need to invest in a hook?
They need to invest in a hook and it's a 2mm hook.
Perfect.
But we have got them on the show. So you'll have the twos, the 2s, which is for our fine, the 3s are for our double knit, and then the only the size will be, for this show, would be an 8 for a chunky.
Perfect, there you go. So they're all there with a lovely kind of ergonomic handle, very, very comfortable handle. It's like, almost like a triangle, so to speak. But you'll know, we'll show you that in a little while. So there you go, 2mm if you're needing one of those. Of course, we have got the other sizes if you need those as well. And you don't include those because we're always assuming that people...
Yeah, because you end up with too many of them.
Yeah.
So the odd project I have done, so actually here with one of the projects on the show, I have included 2 sizes because it's a 5 and a 5.5, which we don't use very often. So in that instance, I'll include it so that I know that you've got the right size. But if it's ever... Toft generally just use 4 sizes, 2s, 3s, 5s and 8s, so we don't include those as standard.
So with regards to the double knit, which is like the discovery boxes, what size?
A 3mm hook.
3mm.
Yeah.
Perfect. So I'm going to pop that up just in case you need that hook. If you've already got one, then that's great. They're kind of like a standard size, so it doesn't have to be specifically a Toft one, but if you've not got one at all, then definitely get the one that's on your screen there. It's only £3 and definitely worth adding in. And dare I say, even if you have got one, get yourself an extra one because you'll get that free pattern first of all, which is brilliant. But also, any of these, you could actually be crocheting with a buddy then. If you've both got a hook, it's not something you're going to be like, oh, well, I'll do this row and then I'll let you borrow my hook and you can do your bit. So, yeah.
Yeah, and that's great with a project like this, especially if you are going to be spending time with family over Christmas or in that weird in-between bit between Christmas and New Year. A discovery box would be a great project where you say, right, OK, especially if you can crochet and say they can't, or the opposite way round, where you'd be like, right, you make this cat and I'll make this one. And so because the patterns share so many techniques, you'll be able to do that all together.
I love it. Between your family, you could be making a complete Christmas dinner, couldn't you? Somebody could be designated the turkey. Somebody else could be doing the Brussels sprouts. So there you go. Lots of fun to be had. Some families as well, they kind of turn the TV off after Christmas lunch, don't they? I know it's an unheard thing. You can turn it off. But then they'll play games or they'll do different kind of sharing of skills and things like that. So, yeah, it's a nice idea. So, give it a go. The details on the screen are for one of the 3 discovery boxes that we've got for you. So your Christmas dinner, you've got 6 balls of yarn in there. They're sizable balls of yarn, and you're not going to use all of them for the projects that are in there. They're brilliant to create as little kind of decorations to hang off your tree as well. So who wouldn't love a little pigs in blanket hanging off their Christmas tree, which I think is a brilliant idea. So, we always have to make loads of these for Christmas lunch because so many people love it.
It's the favourite my kids would choose. To skip the turkey and absolutely
just give them a plate. I actually saw the other day when I was shopping, you could buy a foot-long pigs in blanket, just the one. So, I think that's going to be a popular one this Christmas. So, needless to say, now this is where the generosity of Toft's kind of kits come into it. So have a look at that. That, I think, is the only item within this particular kit where you're using the pink.
Yeah, it is,
OK. Now, look at the ball of pink. You're going to make quite a few. Or it might be that you're utilising this to use for other projects as well. So, as I say, £42, brilliant for the projects that are mentioned, but you have got such a generous amount of yarn in here that you... Well, actually, it's wool. It's not yarn. We're so conditioned to say yarn.
It is actually wool. You're allowed to say that here.
Because you can't call it wool if it's not wool. So, it's wool. So you're going to get a lot.
You'd be able to make your crown, certainly. So in your pink, this would be another one. So if you're going for the desserts, make your crown in ruby. If you're going for the dinner, make your crown in pink.
Perfect. I love it. Brilliant idea. And this one has actually gone into the lead now. And also the crown that we're talking about is actually a free pattern. So if you're placing an order today, everybody that's shopping with us today is going to get this free pattern from Toft. So this is something they're popping into your dispatches as they go. One per customer. So place your order and you're going to get that included as well. So that is the beautiful. So, brilliant idea. Love it. And beautifully fashioned by our lovely Kerry here. So
enjoying a little 1st of December. It's fully Christmas time.
It's got to be proper Christmas now, isn't it? So other things, we've got so many fabulous things to share with you. We're going to do some demonstrations. But did you want me to mention the hats at all yet? Or should we do that later? Oh, we're going to do Head Elf because we saw Head Elf. And to be honest, it's kind of... He's producing from the floor. It keeps popping up in all of the shots, and I must admit that purple is a beautiful purple. So what's the story behind Head Elf?
So he truly is one of my favourite ever Christmas projects.
Okay.
He came about because sometimes just inspiration strikes. So he wasn't in our plan.
He wasn't in our Christmas. Yeah,
I'll get him.
I didn't like to grab him by the head.
He truly is one of my absolute favourite Christmas makes because obviously we see Santas and we see Mrs.
Hold him and you talk us around what we've got.
But it's a really, really fun project. You're using lots of different techniques. You obviously do get the bells included as well as the glasses.
I love
And for me, he's just a proper character that can sit up on a shelf and, like you say, almost command over Christmas in your house.
Absolutely.
He'll just be there and he'll be overseeing the fact that everything's going correctly. I know some people have even sat him on the tree or on top of the tree. But he just is, honestly, of all the makes that I've ever done for Christmas, and we've done plenty now in 17 years, he really is one of my all-time favourites, the idea of a head elf to sit on the tree. Yeah.
As you can see, I mean, it's one of those traditional stitches that we've seen before with your double crochet in there. You get going to learn that loopy stitch with this
Yeah,
one
you are.
as
So it's
well.
all double crochets. There's no surprise stitches in this. It's all double crochets. And again, you've got touches of everything. So you're going to do colour changing to obviously do those stripy trousers. You'll do a little bit of loop stitch for the edging. You're knotting on the beard. So that's quite an easy one. That's where you just knot them on like tassels at the end. What else are you doing, Tony? You've got a little bit of the front post, back post again on the outside of the booty.
Yeah.
So you'll just do a little touch of the front post, back post here. And then you finish them all off by sewing on his bells and adding his glasses.
Oh, it looks fabulous. It's such a brilliant idea, isn't it? And that will be a pattern that you revisit, I am sure, because as soon as you start
it's also one of those
these-
patterns that it's really hard to decide which colours to do it in. So you've obviously going to include it in your kit. You're going to get the silver, you're going to get the steel, you're going to get the amethyst colour.
I didn't think about putting him back.
Oh, I'll put him back, that's fine. But it's just one of those that even if I crochet one a year, I think for the rest of my years, I will always want to make it in another colour.
Yes,
it's just one of those patterns where whenever I'm making it, I think, oh, this would look really nice in green.
See, I was thinking about
or
the
this
red
would look
and
in
white
red.
stripes.
Yeah, and so I think it's just a pattern that you'll want to go back to over and over and over again. And
Absolutely.
again, in all the sizes. So that's the double knit yarn included in there, which is our standard doll size.
Perfect.
But you could scale it down and up.
Lovely, so there you go if you fancy getting hold of that one. £63, you're going to get two of that beautiful, almost regal purple that's in there. You're also going to get a large ball of that silver tone grey, a darker charcoal in there, two of that lovely creamy oatmeal, one of the oatmeal in there, and two of the lovely creamy tone in there as well. So yeah, a lot of yarn within that particular kit for £63. So that is definitely one to go for as well. So loads of it. Oh, it sounds like Head Elf could be starting traditions in lots of families. So yeah, I think it's a nice idea. He's not as scary as those elves on the shelf that you see around.
They can be a little bit terrifying.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think he's very friendly. He's like Grandpa Elf, this guy.
Absolutely. So there you go. Why not treat yourself to that kit? And you will be able to create it in plenty of time for Christmas, because Kerry told us that at the beginning of the show. So there you go. If you fancy getting hold of yours, you can do. Now, I have to say, we have got perfect. We're talking about the crown, which you're going to get as a free pattern. But I have to say, if you want a Christmas hat to kind of top all the other Christmas hats that are out there, then this is the one for you. And this is beautiful. So this is a luxury Christmas hat. So this is one that I imagine that you are going to get so much envy with regards to this one. When you are wearing this one, so many people are going to look at this and think, where on earth did you get that hat? Where did you get that hat? That would be a good start for a song, wouldn't it? Where did you get that hat? This is beautiful. I've just got to squeeze the pom-pom. That is beautifully soft. Gorgeous. So with this one, we've got the kit details on the screen. You're going to get 2 balls of your fabulous red and, of course, one of that. Is it cream?
It is cream, yeah.
Yeah, beautiful. Yeah. So, again, a novice.
Yeah, it is. So still, you're going to be doing this front post, back post here. So that's that rib that we were referring to earlier on the edge of the mince pie and again on the top of Head Elf's booties. But this is just a treble stitch, which a lot of you, if you've ever crocheted any kind of blanket or granny square, you'll know a treble. And what you do is you go, well, I'll probably get a chance to show you anyway.
Lovely.
So I'll make sure I put that on my to-do list. But you're going inwards and outwards, and that's what creates this lovely rib on the edge. But then you just double crochets for the rest of it.
Beautiful. It's so thick and absolutely gorgeous. I mean, it's going to have those practical
yes,
elements.
it genuinely is warm. If you're someone that walks a dog on Christmas Day or Boxing Day, or it's part of your festive traditions to walk outside, especially when it's -3 like it is at the moment, this one will genuinely keep you warm.
And it's wool, so it's kind of altering to your body temperature. It's not like those horrible, almost like fur-like fabrics that you put. My head sweats when I put those on. It's a horrible feeling. But something like this, it's going to be perfect for you. So, I mean, the quality, everybody knows the name Toft and the quality that you've got. Everything is 100% wool. So you've got your beautiful wool for the pom-pom, the fabulous main body of the hat, and, of course, you're going to be learning lots of techniques throughout. So, yeah, do take advantage of that one while you've got the opportunity. So, yeah, details are on your screen. Right, I've just looked at the time. We better get on with some demonstrations. Otherwise, you're not going to know how to make anything. Now, Kerry has just popped herself over to her demo area. Needless to say, there's a lot more on the website. I've just got to be careful that I don't suddenly fall off like that. So there's loads of other things. Check out on the website. And if you've got any questions, do send them through to the studio. You know how to get in touch. But Kerry, what are you going to show us?
So I'm going to whiz through the proper basics initially, then I'm going to make sure I show you that loop stitch that we've been using on, say, the kittens and also on Head Elf, and then I'll also do that front post, back post for you for a little bit. So I'm going to whiz through a few things. So first, let's start from a slip knot. So to tie a slip knot, you need to create a loop, go through and take the tail end of the yarn, and that will just ensure that your slip knot is controlled by the tail end rather than the end that is attached to the ball of yarn. Now, I'm using chunky yarn here and an 8mm hook, which is the biggest scale that I'd ever work at, just so it's easy to see the stitches, but all these techniques apply to everything, regardless of what size yarn you're using, and all of these patterns. So then the basis of this style of crochet is a double crochet stitch and in a non-stop spiral. So everything starts from a neat circle. And to create that circle, chain 2 stitches, so 1 and 2 chains, and then we're going to be doing this double crochet, this DC, all into this same first chain hole here. So a British double crochet, you go in there, yarn over, and that means grab that yarn and bring it back through that hole to the point where you've got 2 loops on your hook, yarn over and come through those 2 loops, and that is the only stitch that you're using. So say for the whole of the Head Elf, that's all you're using. For the whole of the Christmas dinners, desserts, that's the stitch that you've got to do. So I've done 2 of them there. I'm going to do 4 more of them into this same hole. So there's a 3rd one, a 4th one, a 5th one, and a 6th one, and that will open up as you're working those stitches, but so long as you've tied your slip knot the right way around, all you do is you pull that tight, and that gives you your 6 neat stitches in a circle from where it all begins.
So is that the kind of thing that you would, excuse me, leaning into?
Absolutely. There? So this is quite a dark, there you go, I've got it at the right angle so you can see it on screen.
So
absolutely everything starts from 6 stitches in a ring like that. So you see there on the bottom of the mince pie, that would be the same. That would be the same for everything that you're making, whether that's Santa and Mrs. Claus's body, whether that's the turkey leg, whether that's sprouts, it's all starting. The kittens, every single piece of the kittens. So it'd be the kittens' bodies, heads and legs would all start in the same way.
Perfect.
So once you've got your 6 in a ring, then what you're going to do is make it get bigger. And the instruction will say double crochet 2 into each stitch, and then it'll have the number 12 in brackets. And that's as literal as it is. So we've got 6 at the moment. You put your hook in beneath the whole of that stitch like that. You double crochet 1, so the same thing that we've been doing throughout. You go back into the same stitch again and do a 2nd one, and that is how this crochet grows, is you will just be sometimes adding 2 stitches into 1, and the piece will immediately start to grow bigger. Now, the only thing you need to be able to do is know where you are in terms of how many stitches you are and where you are at in the pattern. So say I'm at this stage here. Counting your stitches when you're doing this style of crochet, you ignore the live stitch that's on your hook, so you ignore that loop there, and you just count round the clock face. So I've currently got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 stitches in that circle, so I know I have completed the right part of the pattern. Then all I use as a stitch marker, so to know where I am, if I've got to suddenly put this down and go and do something else, I just dip my hook down and I pull through a contrasting piece of yarn, and that can be any yarn that you have, like that. Then I know I can tick off that line of pattern and move on to the next thing.
That's brilliant.
So the only things, I'll whiz through a couple of other techniques. So that's how you make it get bigger. The only other thing you need to make a level 1 one, so say to make your first kitten in that kitten's box, or indeed probably the whole turkey, would be to make it get smaller again. And this is called a DC2 tog, or the decrease. So a normal stitch like I've just been doing, you go right beneath both sides of the V like that with the stitch, and you do a double crochet. To do the DC2 tog, you take your hook and you put it up through the centre of that stitch like that. So you're coming up the centre of the V. So I've done 1, back down, and do it again on the 2nd one. So I've got 2 halves on my hook, and then you just do a double crochet, but through those 2 halves.
So you're saying DC tog, is that
DC2 tog, like a knit 2
like
together.
Knit 2 together,
yeah.
Right. Oh, I see.
So that's one of those. So then I'm going to do a normal stitch again, and then I'll show you that one more time. So to make it get smaller, which is the last thing that you need to learn to make any of the easy level 1 projects, is you go up through the middle of one stitch, up through the middle of the following one, and then double crochet through the 2 halves, and that's how it gets smaller again. So that truly is everything you would need to make Head Elf, bar the loop stitch. So when you get onto those more complex kittens, like you're moving on to doing the Persian one, you'll be making loops as you go along. So you're still doing double crochets, you'll still be doing increases and decreases, but you'll be occasionally putting a loop in. And to do that, you put your hook in through the stitch that you want to create a loop in first. And that means that then this hand is free to release the work because the work is on your hook. So put your hook in first, then make a thumbs up like this. So you've got the yarn through your fingers and you've got a thumbs up. And take your thumb away from your body, over the top and then underneath. And this is to create a loop that crosses in the right direction to mean that they lock in place. So then if you do want to cut them afterwards to create a different texture again, you can. So just to show you that, through the fingers, thumbs up, over the top away from your body and then underneath towards you. So you've got a loop in position like that. Then you just yarn over. So bring a hook underneath and yarn over with the one that comes around the back of your thumb. That gives you a loop. Now, you can make that as long or as short as you want it to be.
I was going to say, you have to be careful because the visions are cutting off my circulation.
You can make that as long or as short as you need it to be. And if it's ever stated as a length in the pattern, it's stated from here to the end. So say it says 3 centimetres, you'd make that 3 centimetres from there to there. Then you just pass that across to your other hand so you've got it on the front of your work. And you finish off your double crochet. So it's a normal double crochet, you just leave a loop on your thumb at the same time. So I'll do it again. That's one in place so you can see the finished thing.
So will that lock now?
And that is locked because of the way that we do the twist, which means if you want to cut it, then you can.
Oh, of course, yeah.
So to do this loop again, we go in first with our hook, thumbs up, over the top and back towards us, so you've got a loop that comes this way around your thumb. Then the important bit is you've got a yarn over with the one that comes around the back like that. So do you see that's what's creating that lock, is the fact you're bringing that up and you're bringing that through. Then make that loop the size that you want it to be, pass it across so it's on the right side of the fabric and finish off your double crochet. So it is still a double crochet, you just leave the loop in position as you go along. Yeah. And that's it. So that's how all those textures are created on, say, the head elf's furry collars around his coat or his cuffs. Same with the Persian kittens, is exactly the same technique, putting the loops in as we go along.
I've never seen that stitch before, so it's amazing.
There you go. And the great thing is the fact, knowing that it's locked means that if you do want to change the texture, you can just cut those loops and it becomes really, really furry.
Oh, I love it. It's all an education, isn't it? That's the thing. Starting off potentially with those granny squares that you've been doing over and over again. You want something that's a bit more of a challenge. Well, I say a challenge. It's kind of a challenge with a little C, really, isn't it? Because it's the same stitches. You're just putting them together in different ways.
Well, it's less, honestly, it is less stitches. A project like this, there's fewer stitches than there is in a granny square.
There you go. And I have to say, I mean, wanting to learn those skills and hone those skills, I mean, this fabulous little collection of kittens, is it a litter of kittens? I don't know. Is it a litter of kittens? I'm not sure. It's a box of kittens on this occasion because you've got your fabulous little characters. It's almost like a family photo here, isn't it? So you've got your different styles. Now, you've got your little Alex here. Now, Alex is your level 1. And a level 1 means that if you've just done your, well, even if you've done no crochet at all, did you say?
Yep, you can pick it up and learn your double crochet.
Not often I can say that phrase, to be fair.
With full video help. So it's not that you're on your own and you're having to read a pattern and decode it. There's full video help for it.
I love it. Yeah. So that is the first one that you were going to try. And then I think you mentioned going on to...
that's Juno, which is a Siamese cat.
Yep. Little Siamese. And that's going to introduce your colour change. So you can see the muzzle, the little ears, and obviously the extremities of his legs there with his paws. That's a colour change. Another way of changing your colour is this one here, but that is where you've not got harsh lines between your colours.
Yeah, so rather than just moving from one colour to another colour once and cutting that yarn, with one, so this is Martin, the tabby cat, for anyone who is interested in their names.
But they're all asking in the gallery.
Yeah, you move backwards and forwards between the colours with the tabby cat. So you will be leaving them both live, dropping one colour, picking up the other colour, and then swapping
so
back
working two at the same time.
Yeah.
I love that. Oh dear, you're having a little nap there. Now, that loopy stitch, a little cat nap, there you go, who'd have thought it? The loopy stitch, I love this. What breed of cat was this one?
The Maine Coon, so that's Melchior the Maine Coon, which are those big, giant, furry cats. Very, very big cats.
That. very loopy tail as well. So that's where that loopy stitch that we've just learnt is going to be very useful. And you're going to hone that loopy stitch when you come to the Persian. Persian's got to have a glamorous name. Persian. Nusha, there you go. Nusha the Persian, of course. So there you go. Fabulous little characters. But again, a very generous supply of wool within any of these kits, as you can see. Again, it's got 6 balls of yarn. You're making your little characters, and you've seen the yarn, the wool, should I say, really does go a long way when you are working with this. So yeah, double knit again. Brilliant projects, loads of fun to be had, and it is something that I know you're going to have so many hours of fun with when you're working with it. I say hours when you're completing everything, really, isn't it? Because it's literally, you can be making these in just a Saturday afternoon or something like that, or any day of the week. It doesn't have to be a Saturday. I don't know why I said Saturday, but there we go. So yeah, double crochet featuring a lot within these. We've seen the different stitches. Now there was something else you wanted to show us, that forward and back.
Yeah, the front post, back post. So what I'll do is quickly do a round of trebles. So we'll nail what that treble is for anyone. That'll be the one that a lot of you will be familiar with.
And this is the one that we saw in the mince pies within the Christmas dinners, wasn't it? We also saw it on the hat.
Yeah.
And
the head elf boots.
Oh, and head elf, yes.
So a treble is, what you do is you go round the hook first. So rather than going straight in the stitch like we did with the double, you yarn over round that hook first. Then you go in the stitch, yarn over. You've got 3 loops on your hook this time, but you take 2 off first, and then you take another 2 off. Now, if you've ever done a granny square or any form of crochet, that's the stitch you're going to do, is a treble. That's the one that a lot of people tend to learn first. So to do this front post, back post, you're going to do lots of trebles first. So initially, you do a round just of trebles, like that.
I always think of them being almost like tiers, because they
are. They're
doubles
all,
and trebles.
And that's like exactly how my hat's made. So
it's
say
like the pillars that you have under the layers of a wedding cake. You know, like the pillars when the cake stands on it. If you think of those are your crochet pieces, so you'll either have your double knits, which are little ones, or your trebles, which are taller ones.
Yeah, so say the crown that's on my head, the way that the spikes are made, so the pattern that you're going to get in your free in every kit, is taking advantage of that. So you'll actually be doing different heights of stitches. That's how you create those peaks. So once you get round and you've done a round of trebles, now it's time for this front post, back post thing, so turning it into a rib. So what you need to do is you're going to still be trebling, but rather than going into the stitch, like into that V like we have been doing so far, we're actually going to go around the treble that you've made.
Oh, okay.
So you go in and you pull the treble forward like that, and then you do a treble. So that's a front post because it's pulled it forward.
Yeah.
And then to do a back post, you go around and you come in the back and you push it backwards, and then you treble. So then a front post again, you'll come in underneath, pull it forward, and then a back post round, you need to come in underneath and you push it backwards. So you're still just doing trebles, but rather than doing them into the stitches, you're doing them around the stitches. Oh, you can see them twist. And you see straight away, you get your front post forming that upwards rib, and your back post go back into that. And so it creates a rib. It's stretchy, it will pull it in, and it gives you a really nice texture. Obviously, it reflects, say, with mince pies, it's reflecting that texture around the edge of mince pies. But that is, honestly, that's it. And you can do front post, back post with a half treble too. It doesn't have to always be seen. It always
sounds more complicated when you say it out loud, doesn't it? But when you actually break it down and you get used to the terminology, then it's all down to the numbers of times that you twist the yarn round or you pull it through, whether it goes in from the front, whether it comes in from the side. It's all those different kind of directional things that you'll learn as time goes on. But ultimately, you're passing the yarn over a hook and pulling it through. It's just how you do that makes all the variations.
It is, and what's lovely about little projects like this is, say you're doing head elf boots, you're only going to be doing 2 rounds of that.
Absolutely.
So it's not like when you undertake a blanket and you know that you're going to have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of stitches of it.
Yeah.
Actually, you'll learn a little technique like that, but you're only going to be doing it for about 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And then you're off on your double crochet again.
I love it. Talking about double crochet and also working with your larger yarn, something that's going to be going to be very, very quick when it actually grows is the turkey leg. Now, I think is it only the turkey leg that we've not spoken about? Oh, no, the cookies as well. There's quite a few. So you've got a chunky turkey leg. So your chunky turkey leg is at the end of the table over in the front there as well. So it's just hilarious. You can see the small one alongside it. So the big one here, is this working with the Aran weight? Oh,
this
no,
is the chunky, yeah.
weight,
So you're actually going to get 360 grams of yarn with this kit. So it's obviously far more yarn than there is in any other kit in the show. That's the scale that I've just been demonstrating on. So the hook and the yarn that I've just been showing you, that is the scale. It's huge. The stitches are really big. It grows super fast, but it serves to really show you how once you've got these patterns, you can use any thickness of yarn to scale them up and down.
I'm trying to figure out how you could turn that one into a hat, to be fair. And I'm sure there'll be a way if you know what you're doing. Obviously you can scale them down as well. So if you're wanting to create your smaller turkey, we were talking about the discovery box, but we've also got the one that's down at the front here. So this one is working with your double weight. I'm sorry, double knit.
Double knit, yeah. So it's just 50 grams of yarn with this one. So you'll get a ball of the fudge and the ball of the cream. And this isn't available as a kit anywhere else. So this is actually just here on Yarn Lane.
I'm just thinking ahead. If you're going to be making lots of Christmas pudding decorations with the dessert discovery box, maybe get that as an addition, and then you've got more of the double knit for your Christmas puddings and icing. So if you're making, like, I don't know, 30 of those little Christmas puddings or whatever, then you could do that as well. And you're liking the turkey leg as well. So, yeah, little turkey. It's quite very cute, actually. I do like it. So you're going to get your two different yarns, as you can see in there. And it's a nice way for you to get hold of those wool, not yarns, they're wool, if you wanted to, for just £15. So, yeah, another way to get hold of those. A couple more kits for me to introduce to you as well. The cookies in a tin that's got Toft on there as well. And I think this is lovely. So there you go. You have got your cookies. Have you got a little, almost like cookie character there?
Yeah, so inside you're going to get the pattern for the character as well as obviously the cookie individually, and then it's your choice. So I know that some people really love these gourmet crochet tins that we do to create play food. So you could just make 4 cookies. Obviously they could be play food. You don't have to put eyes on them or anything like that. Or you could opt to put eyes them. You could turn them into Christmas decorations if you wanted to and hang them on your tree. Or you could make the body that goes with that, so you've got a little cookie monster character too.
Yes, if you fancy getting hold of that. One thing
yeah, because everything is inside. So if you get that, if you can lean over, we can get it. And you can see, because you do get absolutely everything in these as well. So they're brilliant gifts. It isn't just the yarn or anything like that. It's actually absolutely
everything. My word.
So you're going to have your wool needle, which is very, very important when you're sewing up, that you've got a metal one of those. You've got your eye threads if you do opt to put eyes on it if you want to. You've actually got your stuffing, tons of stuffing. You'd be able to make a lot of cookies with that stuffing. You've then got your 50 grams of yarn, so you've got camel and you've got chestnut in this one. You've got your 3mm.
Oh, wow, this is a fabulous gift.
Yeah, and then you've also got your instructions, should I say. So it's a little bit like a recipe card. So you've got your method of how to cook your cookies. It is a great complete kit for someone that's new to crochet.
Absolutely. Yeah. So there you go, if you fancy getting hold of that one. So one of our favourites we have saved to the very end, though, and this is a brilliant one as well. So this is your amaryllis. Now, the last time I think we had you here, it was a poinsettia, wasn't it?
Yes, it was, yeah.
The amaryllis, we've got a fabulous picture to share with you as well. And this is such a clever idea. And this is really tall, isn't it?
It is, so yeah. Unfortunately, the amaryllis hasn't made it here to Sewing Street. I fear she might be near HQ, and we will go looking for her when we get back today. But yes, it is the Toft standard flower. It's one of my favourite Christmas flowers.
And this is the kit. This is how the kit comes to you.
It comes as a wrapped bouquet. The poinsettia was one of our best-selling kits when we came on Yarn Lane before. I know a lot of you liked it. So if you do want to add an amaryllis to go with your poinsettia, it's the same size and scale. There's more yarn in this one because you will be getting ruby, cream, lime and green in order to create the shape. But yeah, it's another beautiful Christmas flower.
Packaged. Yeah. One thing I did mention to our viewers, I was going to show them an example of how the instructions come to
Yes, so actually they're all hiding inside here. So this is a good example of what you can do with your discovery box afterwards. It's a great place to keep all of your postcard patterns. So every single kit does obviously come with printed postcard patterns as well. It's not... they will be included in your kit. So you'll get the yarn, you'll get that tote bag that they all come inside, and they'll be like this. So say your head elf there, you've got 2 pages of instructions that go with his. Then if it's a discovery box, they come as individuals. So say with your, say you go for that kittens one, you will actually get the 5 individual postcards like that. out. It's not that they're all on one. So yeah, this is literally every postcard for the whole show that I've got here in my hand.
So what a brilliant way of storing them.
Yeah, it's a great, there's your amaryllis. So yeah, it's a great way to store them. Obviously, we have intentionally designed those discovery boxes to be the right size so that if you do keep all your toff patterns safe in one place, you know you can
keep all your crochet hooks and everything in there as well. And everything is delivered in a fabulous little drawstring tote bag with all of the signage on there. And of course, if you are placing your order today, then you are going to get your Christmas crown pattern included within your kit. The lovely Kerry is showing us how to wear it there as well. So I have to say, it's been a fabulous hour. Guessing it's the last time that we're going to see you before Christmas, or are you due back?
I've got one more. So actually, it's on the 13th of December, and it's going to be a best of 2023 toff show. I do too. So it's really, I mean, it's great for me and the team to really just see how much we've done this year.
Absolutely, this is the thing. So yeah, looking forward to that. So I'll keep my eye open for that one. But tomorrow is another day over on Sewing Street. So we've got lots of things going on. Kicking off 8 a.m. with your extra wide fabrics. We always love those. Lovely Tracy Dennis is here with Owl and Sewing Cap. Got a USB deal for you to see that one. And Pollyanna Pickering, all those beautiful wildlife images are appearing on your panels with Anna Louise herself. Then Tracy is going to be back at 11 through until 12 o'clock. And then at 12 o'clock, we've got a clearance show for you. Oh, I do love a clearance. Bag a bargain or two potentially tomorrow. Don't know who your presenter is tomorrow, but it's certainly not me. So it's Vicky. Oh, lovely Vicky. She was doing the singing, wasn't she, at the ball, I believe. So yeah, hopefully she's had a chance to rest her voice and be spending a fabulous day with you. Kerry, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Pleasure as always. So much fun. Check out your basket. So that is the key thing. Take advantage of those deals. And I will see you very soon. Bye for now.
Here at Sewing Street, we only charge 1 P&P throughout the day. You can add as many items to your basket and check out and still only be charged once. Once you've checked out the first time and want to order again, you simply add the item to the basket and click on the Combine Order button. Remember, standard P&P is £3.95. Charges may differ for outside the UK. Or upgrade to our premium option for £5.95 on certain items. Shopping made easy at Sewing Street.
Shopping with Sewing Street couldn't be easier. You can shop via our website at www.sewingstreet.com, where you can watch our live shows and see all the products from that day. We also have a huge amount of products on our website, from your sewing room essentials to fabrics, sewing machines and much more. You can download and shop on the go with our Sewing Street app. Simply head over to your app store and search Sewing Street. Alternatively, you can contact our UK-based call centre 24 hours a day on 0800 001 4433. Shopping made easy at Sewing Street.
Did you know that we can deliver to over 20 different countries worldwide, spanning 4 continents from the UK to Australia? Check out our website for the list of countries and delivery costs. Sewing Street, stitching the world together.
Are you having trouble finding the ideal gift for that someone special? Then why not treat them to a Sewing Street gift card? Simply head over to the website and scroll down to the bottom of the page and click where it says gift cards. You can decide between posting the card or delivery by email, then decide the value that you would like to send. Whether it's for a birthday, a special occasion, or just a way to say thank you, the Sewing Street gift card is the perfect answer.
Every day, our experts will bring you a wealth of knowledge. They'll take you through the steps of making projects, and we feature fabulous tips along the way. Whether you're new to sewing or a seasoned pro, you're sure to learn something new. We're live every day from 8 a.m. till 1 p.m. and you can also watch back all of the demonstrations featured on the show on our YouTube channel.
Our UK-based call centre is always on hand to assist you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.